Malin was the previous scribe. I guess we can wait a moment for him. What did he say, 10 minutes?
He just said a little late, I think.
What are we going to do now? Kind of did the main.
Do we have any?
Thing? I feel like there's something.
Is there more to the Children of the Shadow that we need to take out, or does this
right?
Is it serious enough blow that we can focus on other things for a bit?
I feel like we probably could. It feels like there's something we're forgetting, but I just don't. I mean, there's the whole like siege on
Aldrin's Watch.
Aldrin's Watch, yeah.
Well, you guys took out the that faction that was sort of involved in that.
Oh, the ones in the cave were kind of the
giants were acting as a distraction so they could drain the people at Aldrin's Watch.
I see. So then they would probably have no reason to stick around after that.
Yeah, I think someone mentioned that the giants had started dispersing a little.
Okay.
I mean, there are still some in the area, but it's not the threat that it originally was. That's why you all kind of left, I think. Go double check my notes. Yeah, it all just depends on what the group wants to do. If they want to do more of the Children of Shadow seeking, or if they want to go look into their own stuff.
I think as long as we think the Children of Shadow are at least subdued for a while, like, you know, we've struck enough of a blow, I think, is kind of would be our concern, I believe. But we have other things we'd like to go do if that's the case, I think. Like, I don't know, maybe we should just check in with all our allies here on the Shadowfell and make sure that they don't feel there's anything pressing before, and then maybe we can... Estrella would love to go back to the material plane and back to our base. Back to our base at the tower and get some night vision goggles.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely something that could be done.
Well, we should check in with our people back there anyway, but like, I think maybe, I don't know. Let's check in with everyone here and see what people think. What do you?
Yeah, I think that's. I mean, there might be some shopping involved.
I'm sure there'll be some breadcrumbs, but we can decide what seems the most weighty and important, and whether or not we can maybe pursue.
I mean, Malin might want to pursue Earthane. So we'll let him let us know how he feels about that.
I'm trying to find the original art that I used for Estrella. It was totally AI generated, which I don't normally like to do, but Lou's got this cool like token flip thing, so now I think I just have to use the constellation token only when she's transformed.
I think that would be cool, yeah.
So I'm trying to find the original art to have like just like the token be more distinct in combat, you know, than the black and white. But I want to keep the drawing as her actual character art.
Yeah.
But I'm honestly not sure if I saved it. Oh, I might have put it in. Did I put it in the party channel? Maybe it's there. Because I already deleted it in Roll20. No, I don't think it is. Oh, I haven't done my party thing for her. I put a wish list in, but I need to do her little bio, don't I?
I love seeing those. I wish everyone would would do one.
Well, I normally do. I actually didn't realize that because I've got stuff like her character sheet is all full. You know, I filled all the different bio boxes and stuff. But let's see.
Going over my 5.5 sheet, making sure I think I finished transferring all the stuff. My inventory actually is much more organized now. Just nice.
Here it is. Found it. Okay, Lou, here's the reverse. There we go.
Where's the reverse?
I put it in DM. I can put it in party chat if that's easier.
Oh, you, okay, I see you sent it to me. Alright, I will set that as your other image.
Thank you. Now I won't have to put little icons on me to show when I'm transformed, because the icons get to be plentiful sometimes.
Yeah. Hello?
Thought that new little icon for Slurp was a lot more visually recognizable too. A little clearer, a little simpler.
Sure.
Especially since he's tiny. Oh. Yeah.
Who just got here?
Glenn.
Yep.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Waiting on Malin.
Thank you, Lou.
Huh. Oh, there it goes.
Got back into well, I kind of got back. I got back into Magic Arena a little bit, and here and there. Fun to play a card game again.
Just like Magic the Gathering, but Arena?
Yeah.
Oh.
No, I mean,
Never heard of that.
I mean, it's just Magic. It's just Magic, but online.
Oh, okay.
Like, there's a PC client. I mostly play it on my tablet though. This is on Android too. It's got a bunch of different formats. It's got your standard. It's got Brawl, which is kind of like similar to Commander, and it's got a couple other formulas to like use old cards that have been rotated out, but not like Arena doesn't have like the entire history of Magic, so it's only been out for like 4 or 5 years or something maybe. So it's got like a pretty good backlog, but and there are like old historical formats where you can play with like all those cards. But if you've been like collecting since the beginning, but I'm just playing standard. That's what I always play. I played a little bit back in the day, so I had like some collections. And it's pretty generous with it's kind of free to play system, which is nice.
I've never played Magic the Gathering, but I know some people who like it. And I really like the cards. I like
Started to teach me like way back in high school, and I would have been interested in playing more. It's just like I didn't really I didn't have a deck, and I didn't really have people to play with like regularly, and so I think I've kind of forgotten anything I did know.
That's it. I mean, if you're interested, I play, and Arena's free, and it's got ranked and just casual play. It's got a few different modes and stuff, so it's pretty fun. Like I say, I like deck building. I've always liked expressing my creativity through like finding cool decks to play, and like I used to, that was when I played Magic last time, Arena last time a few years ago. I had like a ton of different decks I built. I'd go up against somebody, and they'd use some like weird fucking janky ass deck, and I'm like, what the fuck was that? It's like, I want to try that.
I've been playing a kind of a newer card collection, card battle type game that's for mobile phone called Black Deck. And it's kind of fun. And there's some creativity. I mean, there's meta cards, but like there's some options with like having like, building your decks and using cards that synergize with one another and stuff. It's fun so far.
I've looked it up. I'm usually pretty savvy on the all the card games out, but I haven't heard of Black Deck.
I think it's fairly new. Like I think it's less than 2 years old, I want to say.
Oh, okay. So I was thinking about getting into like the Pokemon TCG that came out not too long ago on mobile, because I heard a lot of people talking about that, and some of the
Oh yeah, I haven't tried that one.
Some of the content creators I know that did stuff for like some of the other card games I used to play switched over to that.
I was playing like Clash of Clans was my like mobile game for the longest time, and I just kind of finally had gotten tired of it, and I was poking around other games and downloading like the games that get advertised and trying them and hating them and deleting them, and and that's how I found Black Deck. So I've been playing it for a little while now.
All right, I think everyone is here.
Yep. Sorry, got stuck behind someone going half the speed limit on a one lane there.
No worries. So Estrella, you have the top priority for story. Assume you're gonna pass.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna pass.
Next would be Eli. Would you like to do story this week?
Sure, I'll do it.
All right. So Eli's going to do scribe, and Malin, looks like you were the previous scribe. Would you like to give us a recap of the events of last time?
Sure. 57th of spring. So Glenn tricks Orin and teleports Uslag right next to him. Now, I'm not saying that's a bad idea, though probably should have been me. I mean, it seems his judgment has been really clouded lately. Anyways, we fight. Him and Eli hold down the fort on the lower bozos. He does end up warping me next to Orin, who me and Uslag just continue to wail on. Orin tries to shit-talk me, but Bozo's obviously coping. He does shred Uslag, though, and looks rough. Using all my remaining power, I absolutely go all out. Like, this is it. Without this, we might finally meet our end. I do a maximum power punch and deliver a critical hit to his torso. Then I follow up with my last bit of divine energy and deliver an imbued slap, knocking him clean out. Feeling the encounter's over, Stray tries to heal Uslag and then accidentally revives Orin, who it turns out was siphoning healing magic the entire time. And he gets up looking much better. Like, damn. Ah shit, here we go again. I go on an absolute slugfest with Orin, trading blows and surviving 6 different attacks by him and the minion. All the while I'm preoccupied by him, Eli keeps chucking fireballs at us. I'm literally getting bathed. Orin continues to press the attack, and I do go down finally. With him on his last legs, Uslag donks him back out. Gulping down potion, we grab the unconscious bozo, and as we run back, see Irthane. This bozo. Bro literally shows up late, as always. Anyways, at least he offers to cover us as we retreat. We run into Xerxes in the fireplace, and this dude looks lost as hell. He bumbles around and didn't realize where we went despite there being only one path forward. Anyways, he removes the being in Orin and looks like one of the Shadow Lord's minions was possessing him. The priests arrive and seeing the scars in Uslag, realize she's the avatar of the Raven Queen, and all chant and bow for her. Glenn cheers her on and makes a big scene. Clouded Judgment. Anyways, Xerxes comes down and the crystal is empty. Looks like my former colleague siphoned off power. Unbelievable. Bozo criticized me about my connection to Sir and then steals the Shadow Crystal energy. I mean, I would do the same, but that's beside the point. Anyways, I stumble back to the house and Diddy carries me back in our room and wow, she's just amazing. I don't know what I'd do without her. We sleep through the night and Vanessa's and Australia come visit us. We need to figure out what happened to Earthane, and I request they go into their father's quarters to figure out what happened. As we're talking, Glenn pulls Uslag aside, like to discuss something in private. Really clouded judgment. MVP Uslag.
All right. Thank you for that recap.
I'm sensing that Malin has a little bit of a bone to pick with some of Glenn's choices.
Maybe just a little bit.
Their hypocrisy, maybe?
So
Oh boy.
it is the 58th of spring at 8:20 p.m. I think, did we just kind of pass the day?
I think we just got up.
Yeah, it's morning.
Is it
They had their
AM?
chit chat.
Maybe it's AM. Okay.
Yeah.
I just didn't change it to AM then. All right. Make sure I have that correct in my notes. Yeah, I just need to change it to AM. All right. So, yeah, it is the next morning. There was some resting, recuperating, and yeah, what does the group want to do? Seems the cultists have been at least disrupted, if not defeated, within the town. You don't know if there are any more, but it seems like the main faction at least has been dealt with. This is the second cultist little nest that you guys have managed to disrupt. So at least you're dealing a blow against the evils within the Shadowfell. Yeah, the question is, what's next?
Did we want to? Do we have anyone to follow up with here in this area, or do we want to check in with Aldrin's Watch, or do we want to shop? Do we want to recover?
Glenn, I think, need to send that sending message to see if we can get Earthane.
That's right.
But
Yeah.
he's probably not going to respond. Other than that, I mean, yeah, we're pretty flexible. That's what we want to do.
Alright, so let me cast sending 25 to Earthane. So yeah, I've met Earthane, so
Alright, first
like-
spell of the day.
alright, I will say bro. Like, why'd you steal the shadow crystal? That's fucked. Like, please tell me you have a good excuse and you're not evil.
Alright, it's 22. So he will respond.
Oh!
He says, I didn't take the shadow crystal, but I think I know who did. I spent all night trying to pursue, but I was unable to catch them.
Huh.
That would be his response.
Okay.
I guess he'll add meet soon.
And I'll relate there, but he says that it wasn't him that he was chasing the person who did it, and that he'll meet up with us soon to give us the details, I guess.
I
Else
throw up
could
air
have
quotes.
done
Soon.
that.
Really
Go ahead,
snarky.
what?
You know that, young man?
What were you saying, Uslog?
Oh, I said, who else do we know of that would be strong enough to do that?
Oh.
Considering Orin was like taking like forever to try and break the hold of the crystal, and also just assume someone just waltzed in there's like, ooh, free shadow crystal, and like just snapped their fingers to grab everything. Kinda seems implausible.
Raldo says, "Are you sure no one was maybe watching the fight from hiding, waiting for their chance?"
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. When we went in there, there was some, minions and such hiding, that we didn't know were there initially. Maybe there was others in league with Orin, or maybe even working against Orin for their own ends that were waiting for an opportunity.
Yes, but this was like we lost sight of the crystal and ran into him by a minute. So like we ran out, you see him on the deck, and he runs past us like what, 1, maybe 2 minutes passes, and he's like, "Oh, no one's there. Yeah, the crown crystal got mysteriously emptied. Ooh,
LaRose
that's
says,
a little
"Well,
suspicious."
from
I
what
agree that
you've
it's suspicious. That's why we thought it was him. But it's worth pursuing the possibility, or at least keeping uh, open minds to other possibilities, because there could be other parties in play.
LaRose says, "Well, from how you describe the crystal as being under some kind of impenetrable force field, whoever took it must have known a way to quickly bring down said force field if it was taken in that window. Again, this is all assuming that your friend Earthane didn't just steal it and
Well, I
hide
mean,
it."
that type of magic is, I believe, even perhaps Eli or Glenn would have such magic. I mean, I'm not saying that every average Joe has it, but
Death Mat, was it actually a wall force?
So, I guess anyone with Arcana might have some insight here.
I think that I
If you
might
wanna
have
make an
rolled
Arcana
last
check.
time.
Yeah,
if
it
she
was.
got
It was more than
it,
that.
but I don't remember what I learned.
Yeah, so Eli would know that a wall of force can't be dispelled. The only way past it is for the magic to run its course or for a disintegration spell to take effect. Now, Estrella would also know something was up because she tried to teleport inside and that didn't work, which is not usually the case with a wall of force.
That's
Yeah,
force cage territory.
something was a bit different about it.
So it
I
may have
can't get
been
my
some kind of either unique or at least some kind of special force field type magic. And you also
It was
know
done.
that what's his name? Erdin. Sorry, let me look up his name. I was just looking.
Earthane?
Earth. It wasn't not Earthane. It was
Orin?
Orin. Yeah, you also know Orin was having to take time to get the force field down. So it seemed like it must have been some kind of special, like, secure energy shield.
Well, if there was anyone else aware of the ritual, whether they were in league with Orin or not, they may have had more information about that force field and, used that information in a moment of opportunity.
Glenn kind of takes his head to slap his forehead, and he's like, "I have an idea. I hope I'm wrong.
What?
I really hope I'm wrong. You know who would have the power and who would want to grab that shadow crystal?
Malik?
Hollow Hand.
Oh.
But he just showed up. Well, why does he need it? He has an alpha crystal. If it's another hollow hand, he just randomly shows up and decides to be like, ooh, let me snag this.
I mean,
You
from
know
what
he
you
has.
just said, Hollow Hand does randomly show up, but
Yeah, and he does have like these weird fucking simulacrums all over the place, apparently. And he apparently, since the running theory is since being a member of Nightweather, would probably have the knowledge and power to do something like that quickly.
That's a good
Oh.
point. It's possible.
I don't know, Diddy says. I kind of agree with Malin on this. I think that maybe his old friend is just tricking us. Maybe he just took the
Could be.
crystal and is pretending he, pursued someone. It seems kind of
Buy
convenient.
himself some time by telling us a little story.
Yeah. I'm curious to see if he actually shows up.
Could be. I'd much rather that than make an enemy a true enemy out of Hollow Hand.
Yeah. Although, I guess. Well, actually, she wouldn't. She wouldn't know anything about Hollow Hand. She says, "I don't really like that jerk." But Xerxes couldn't find his way down there, and he's pretty powerful. I don't know how Hollow Hand would just show up if those guys were blocking detections and teleportations.
I mean, Hollow Hand's shown magic and powers that are beyond my understanding of the Veil. I don't really put anything past the dude anymore.
Well,
I agree.
like
I mean,
you
I think it's
said,
very possible that it could be, but
I hope you're wrong about that. Diddy says, I don't really want to have to deal with that little shit again.
I mean, we're
Nothing.
gonna have to deal with the one in the tower when we go back.
There's the tower. There was Isik. If I never see Hollow Hand again, it'll be too soon.
Well, we did take care of the one here, at least, unless he sent a new one.
She says, "Wait, there was
Which
a
is
Hollow Hand
possible.
here? Of course. Why wouldn't there be?" And she rolls her eyes.
Yeah, I was in this. Was it in Aldrin's Watch or the Sanctuary? I can't remember.
It was well, the mirror was originally in Aldrin's Watch. I think we might have moved it to the Sanctuary for safekeeping.
Yeah, that simulacrum melted.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I said something about contingency plans. I don't know what that means.
Speaking of, Uslug, you've mentioned that mirror once
Yeah.
before. Were there any other inhabitants of it?
Oh yeah. I'm no, actually, I wasn't there for that.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, I wasn't there when they were like scrolling through all the different
Gotcha.
inhabitants, but
Gotcha.
I do know of the mirror. So you'd have to ask Rune. She would say.
Yes, it would be interesting to know who we might have.
Rune spent
still
some time
captured. Yeah, in there.
Yeah.
All right.
Alright, well, what does the group want to do today? Things seem to have quieted down. You did have that meeting with the priests, who kind of asked Uslog to not go too Super Saiyan with her new revealed avatar ship.
Yeah, she'd say. I expected them to ask stuff of me and
They
you
seem
know
a lot more
all that
chill than you were
bullshit.
expecting. They didn't
But,
fanboy
yeah.
you the way you were expecting them to.
I got off light. I got off lightly. They just wanted me to cover my tats.
Oh, it'll be like, I was like, hold on, if you want fangirl, I will make it so.
Oh,
It's
did
okay.
you make your new character sheet?
Yeah. I made it a long time ago. It's down at the
It's
bottom.
down at the bottom.
um,
Alright.
Yeah. It says slug.
So with
Or even,
with
since
that
it's what-
kind of transformation, do you want to bring that in as your character now? Since like
Yeah, I'm gonna
story
use that
wise,
sheet.
yeah,
Yeah.
because of what happened.
Yeah,
you
maybe-
could say.
Yeah. I want to keep the old sheet for a while just because I want to make sure I didn't like miss anything like
Yeah, I'll
like
put it
inventory
in.
wise.
I'll put it in old characters.
Okay. Cool. We gotta go
Along with all
fight
the
some
other
stuff.
Upgraded Uslog.
Yeah.
ones. Changed by her.
All the very changed, but I'm not
encounter
sure
with
about-
the Raven Queen. All right.
No, this high level, I'm pretty. You can do some. Remember, you can do some pretty cool stuff with the. I forget what it's called.
alright.
the reckless attack.
Yes, yes.
That's gonna be really fun. I haven't really been. Usually, like Uslug just hits stuff, and it's nice and easy and simple. So I've got more stuff to work with now, which is kind of cool.
I need to look at something, but we'll assume time is passing.
Yeah, I mean, I guess Uslug would say, I can't believe I'm saying this, but anyone want to go shopping?
What? Symphony of welfare check?
I thought that was on our list of things.
Only
to
if
do.
Glenn is doing the talking, because I didn't have any luck last time.
What's
Yeah,
it? I was looking for a +1. 'Cause I think Lou said that we could at least find like +1 stuff easily enough. I was looking for I think a +1.
Oh, you were told that the group's what's it called? Your rating within the city is much higher, so you might be able to get something from the church now if you go and ask them.
That's true. Yeah, let's talk to the church because we did a huge service to the city. We saved the city,
let's
man.
go.
Just to save their
We
votes.
deserve some magic item.
argue that Orin
Preferably a
knows this
flame
as well.
tongue. I'm just saying.
Preferably a flame tongue. It's not exactly an uncommon item, I don't think.
It's only rare.
Yeah, I
Only.
think I can't. You can. No, you're right. They are rare, aren't they? I was thinking they were one of the ones that had like the different levels, but I think they are rare.
No, they're all rare. I mean, basically, I need for I need us to have a magical scimitar and a magical like rapier, just in case for if I do switch over to new bard, which I'm probably going to. I don't know.
So
I-
we'll say that you go and speak to the church, and they would offer to provide a limited amount of magical items to the group for what you've done for the city because of your new status. Now, are you just looking for +1 weapons? Those would be the easiest to get with your new status.
I wouldn't mind some. I really don't know what type of.
What particular magical items were you looking for? You said a scimitar?
Yeah, I mean, realistically, it'd be nice to have like a flame tongue, like rapier, or short sword, and then like a +1 scimitar.
All right.
And you said it's just weapons, most likely, that they would be able to offer us.
Not necessarily, but uncommon magical items, I'll say, would be the easiest for the group to get a larger amount of, because that's something that they would actually have in supply, is like lower level magical weapons and armors, because they have people that can make those for their basically for their troops, for their guards. Like they outfit most of the church guards in magic stuff.
Cool.
Alright, flame tongue. What is this? It's a
That's
rare. Okay. It's one step higher. And you know what? I'll say Estrella. Since you've saved up a bunch of points, I'll give you a chance to spend your story points here to get a wish list item. Is that
Okay,
of interest of you or to you?
Maybe. Does it have to be one of my current wish list items?
Well, do you have other wish list items that aren't on there?
Yeah, well, because I think we're limited to only a certain number, right?
I've kind of taken that out, so you can put as much stuff
okay.
as you want on there. I mean, if you have more stuff, then there's going to be more of a variance of what I might roll. So having less, there is kind of a benefit to it, but
Yeah,
if you want to just
honestly,
put a
though,
bunch
I
of
like
stuff,
the
that's fine.
idea of having some chance. So
Sure.
if you've lifted the restriction, I will probably put like a couple more on some of my lists, so that
Alright.
there's still a roll and still some randomness,
Go ahead. Why
Um,
don't you add whatever you're going to add before I make a roll for that? Because you said you were
Okay.
interested, right?
Yeah. Let's go ahead and finish with what Glenn was,
Alright,
or what the others look for,
so
yeah.
You wanted a flame tongue scimitar.
Or a flame tongue, preferably a rapier, just because it's got the
Rapier.
higher damage dice. Yeah, because I figured a rapier on the main hand and a scimitar on the offhand would be the dual wielding.
Are there any other magical item requests for the group, or is it just that?
I mean, maybe wraps of unarmed power.
Wait, what is the Javelin of Lightning? That's uncommon.
Yeah, that's uncommon.
I'll put that one on the list. Give myself a new one.
Yeah, I just I had the Rod of the Pact Keeper on there, but I honestly have used my Warlock ability so rarely that I feel like it's less beneficial.
Yeah. Uslog's gonna be Glenn's best partner in combat because one of your new relentless attacks is you can have the target have disadvantage on the next saving
Yep.
throw.
Yeah,
I saw that, I
I
was
was
like,
thinking about that too. The especially
Okay, there. I put a different uncommon on there. Actually, well, let me put 2 so that
Okay.
there's some sort of roll.
So,
Or no,
with
whatever.
what you did, they do have a couple of rares they can try to procure. They can either get you 1 rare or 6 uncommons.
Oh, damn.
Ooh,
I think 6 uncommons.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are
yeah.
gracious.
I mean, as much as I want to flame
And
tongue, I'm not
potions
gonna.
are-
I'm not 100%. I'm gonna switch over to the new bard. So like, yeah, I'd rather have parties have 6 uncommons definitely.
Okay,
And honestly, like,
so you're
if
just
I-
requesting a bunch of uncommons.
yeah, if I could get the for commons, I have to look it up. What's the? It's the elven one that doesn't take.
The boots?
Yes.
Yeah.
Either
I think-
boots or like gloves of thievery because those don't take attunement.
yeah, those are both good
Oh
ones.
yeah, that would be really good actually. And the Javelin of Lightning for Uslog if they have one
Yeah.
to spare.
All right. So go ahead and give me some requests in chat, and I'll see which one of those we can find. So just write in chat, kind of like what you're looking for.
And then potions are uncommon too. Do we need any? I mean, I guess we don't want to request too many things. But...
Or
Oh yeah, Orin owes us big time. We could have killed him, but we spared his life.
It's true.
Ooh.
Is it power or prowess? I think I have those on my monk's wish list.
They're both. There is.
there's
both
2
of
different
them.
items. Oh, I'll have to check that
Yeah.
out.
oh, you're going for the dragon touch focus? Nice.
It's something I've never had on any of my characters. I wanted to do something different.
I said that's such an interesting item.
And there might be maybe Lou will like allow story points for like
Awakening.
you know maybe upgrading it over time or something. Yeah.
That'd be cool.
So I will
Advantage
say
is
for the wish list roll, it would be 8 story points.
So I can do a wish list item for 8 story points, and we get these 6 that the church is offering us,
Yes,
or 8 or whatever.
if you want to
Oh, wow.
pay. If not, then
Okay.
it would just be the 6.
Let me think about that while you figure the rest of these out.
That's tough choice.
I mean,
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
that would mean I'd have to like start taking journal again. I'm just
Like to see some Estrella journals. I don't know. I find it's nice to see kind of
yeah, I don't know.
different insights from the characters and stuff.
Sure.
But I know you've got it's a
Yeah.
time thing.
So I think there are 7 items there. Oh, or okay, so Glenn, there's 2 things. I see.
Yeah, because either of those would be good. 7 plus 10 to light a hand, or advantage on some stealth rolls. Either would be nice.
Could really one up Diddy.
Oh yeah, it's true. Fuck that. Fuck her. Look my wrist and be like, oh, it's unlocked. Look at that.
Now we did determine that your gauntlets count as unarmed, right?
Oh, would they actually?
Malin. Or wait, or did we say that when you?
I think they're
trying
armed.
to
I wouldn't like this is more so a stash item for other purposes. But
Oh, I
so
see.
like,
Because
you still know I wouldn't
know
stack this
at
on.
one point we did do some research, and I forgot what we figured out. But
Because
yeah,
I think I had because when we were going into Davalis, I think we had to figure out that I had to take off the gauntlets.
yeah, I think technically those are a weapon, but I think like when you transform, if you just use your claws, those count as unarmed. I think is what we came up with. I don't know. I'd have to go look at the
Okay.
ability again for the artificer, what it says. But yeah, you might be right. I think the artificer gauntlets aren't technically unarmed. But those should all be fine. I don't see anything. Oh, that's right. I was going to look up the gem of slumbering.
Oh, well, it's dragon touched focus, but it can be 3 dragon types, and so I'd prefer gem. But the slumbering is the uncommon type.
I see.
It's
not
like
familiar with
upgradable, so room for some story points or something later, maybe.
Is that the slumbering dragon touched focus?
Yeah, and actually the dragon type may not matter until it's stirring or above. I'm not sure.
Oh, that's interesting. All right. Yeah, these things should be fine. So, as a reward for helping root out the cultists, we'll say that the city gets you these items that you request. I'll say
Nice. I love
it
communism.
is the boots of elven kind you get, Glenn. Those are
Nice.
easier for them to get.
All right, cool.
So go ahead and grab your items.
Hey,
So Estrella, what did you determine?
So question, are you saying that for the 8 story points I get a wish list roll that could be any rarity type depending on what I roll?
Yeah, it would be like a normal roll.
Okay, well, yeah, let's try it. Let's roll the dice.
All right.
Let's gamble a bit.
So go ahead, give me a D100 roll.
I'm gonna. Glenn doesn't know what's going on, but he's just gonna. It's a joke. I know I can't. Bardic Inspiration. The
The D100 roll.
like for some reason he just like taps it straight on the back. I feel like you need some inspiration.
So then do I owe you a
Fate
D100?
Yeah, D100 roll.
I think I'm going to have
Fate
to
is,
refresh. Roll 20 is being crazy to me today.
That's fine. If you want, I can roll, but I assume you would like to.
For this, I feel like I should do it. Oh, and it refreshed really fast, so hopefully that's a good sign. All right, here goes. It's still a magic item.
Still a magical item.
I did put 2 more uncommons on there, just so I removed the focus since we just acquired it. So these will definitely help Estrella's AC, whichever one she gets.
Use the story point to reroll. No,
I don't think we're allowed to do that anymore.
on the D100 we never were.
Wait, did you add more uncommons?
Yeah, oh, I put the adamantine breastplate or mithril half plate.
Oh, I see. You put 2 of them. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
One
along
will give me a
with
19, the other will give me a 20. I see.
yeah. So we'll say along with these items, the elves would also give you a set of adamantine breastplate, which they have in their
Awesome.
stores as a bonus gift. And they
Why,
say-
this is lovely. This will make things hurt a lot less.
Yeah, this should help you become stronger and better protectors for us as well as others in need. Thank you again for what you've done for the city.
You've been
And,
most generous.
If you if you hadn't uncovered the Tarask down there, which we thought was buried, who knows if they would have released it at some point. So it's good that we found out what happened to it. We'll definitely have people go down there and secure the area. Says I assume that everything is fulfilled on our end. Then you feel this was an acceptable exchange for your actions. Kind of
Say
looks
so.
at you.
Crystallize for less.
So they just nod and say, "Well, I hope you feel like you've been rewarded thoroughly. I know you're used to gold and money and other sorts of exchanges. This is just how we do
Oh.
things here."
I much prefer this. Uzlog's really happy about her javelin of lightning.
She's holding.
Yeah, what happened to your previous one? I forgot. Where did we left it?
When we were in the vault, I threw it as we were retreating, I think.
Oh.
Or just before we decided to retreat.
Yeah,
I can't remember. I couldn't
Arapel was
tell.
trying to retrieve it, but we were doing the wall of force thing, and we were
Yeah.
getting overwhelmed, so we ran.
Eight. Oops.
Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of
Does-
knew I would lose it, but
Does Eli have anything to say? He's been kind of quiet.
I've just been typing.
Oh, okay.
Not really, because like I wasn't really part of this last little bit, so I'm still trying to
catching up.
catch it
Yeah.
up.
That's fair. He was fighting in the battle, but yeah, you weren't actually here. So
Yeah.
all right. So some time has passed. That's kind of the
Yep.
morning.
Everyone-
Go ahead.
Help me remember now that I am immune to crits. So I get
Yes. Yes.
You all need to help me remember that if you're within 30 feet of me, you have advantage on initiative rolls.
Oh, nice.
I'm hugging you. Yeah, like I will just strap you on my back and see everywhere you go.
Yeah. Well, I think Astra's thing also does the advantage on initiative rolls.
My what thing?
And
The
Uslog.
item you
Uslog
got,
gets advantage.
The focus.
Oh, yes.
the
Yeah, that's already-
slumbering.
Oh, I have to double
Oh,
check
yeah,
that.
but
That's
yeah, that's. I don't think that helps the rest of the party. Just me. Yeah.
No, just
to make sure that's built into my
Yeah,
sheet.
but still, it's lovely. Yeah. And
All right, so when you return from your meeting with the church, you would find your buddy has come back.
oh, interesting.
Earthane
Which
is
buddy?
waiting at the house. He's kind of just sitting
Damn.
on
Oh,
the
wow.
couch.
I was about to place a bet with Glenn that you weren't going to show your face. It's back here. Good thing I'm not the gambling type.
Says, why wouldn't I come back?
Well, I mean, either, we believe kind of far-fetched story that someone, in 1 minute, siphoned all the energy out, or, you did. So, the odds were, the betting odds were not in your favor, but, there were some counter odds, obviously.
Kind of nods. You notice he seems more nervous now than he did before.
Oh.
Almost like something's bothering him. He says, "Could I talk to you in private, Malin, by chance?"
Sure.
He
You're not going to
says,
confess your love to me also, right? No, sorry. That's you.
Yeah.
Okay,
Malin
go
wasn't
ahead.
there. He didn't
I
hear
wasn't.
that.
I have no clue what's going on. Go ahead. Yeah, yeah.
So Diddy would say, wait. What do you mean private? I think you should tell him whatever you're going to tell him in front of everyone. We're all in this together.
Well, I just
Oh, yeah,
figured Malin was going to tell us anyway.
I mean, yeah, it was, but sure, yeah. These guys are my friends, so anything you tell them, you can feel free to tell. You can anything you tell me, feel free to tell them also.
He says, well, I mean, all right, so I wasn't completely honest, or at least I wasn't completely forthcoming as to why I was originally here. Obviously, you know that. You can
It's like
read
big, like
me pretty
like
well.
explosion. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I was looking for someone / something who had been, or who I had been tracking for a while, and who had shown up within the Shadowfell, specifically in Devaldia. I didn't know why he was here at first, but with recent events, I think I now know what was going on. He says,
Who was
kind
it?
of pauses for a moment and he says, I assume you remember Hadrian.
I just like,
Or
Yeah,
is
I just
that
go
not
silent,
one
like-
of the memories you have gotten back?
no, I remember. Like, this is like, Hadrian I would remember. I'm like,
Now, that's what he's asking you in character. He says, I assume
Yeah,
you know who he is. Or do you need me to remind you?
no, I know who he is.
He says, well,
Then
he, well, I've been tracking him for quite some time through several different places. He always seems to be one step ahead of me, and recently my search had led me to, as I said, the Shadowfell in Devaldia. And I didn't know why he was here at first until I saw him escaping with the crystal.
Oh,
He says, I think
He
had
was
come
there?
here. He had come here seeking it. Specifically.
he was there in the catacombs?
He was, yes. He says, I almost caught up with him, but he managed to elude me again. He says, I believe he is the one that took the crystal. Or at least siphoned the energy off, as you say. I don't know if that's originally why he was here, but that seems to be what had happened.
Oh. We're fucked. I just like, oh.
Oh, why are we fucked, Malin? Do tell.
Okay, so imagine another Warforged like me, but this dude
Okay.
is like a complete, absolute fucking psychopath. Like this dude, like does absolutely not literally has zero value of life,
So you.
and he's
Yeah.
probably stronger than me.
Well, that must be pretty strong
Ah,
for you to admit
never-
that.
Yeah, I've never seen Malin dick ride somebody. Damn.
I give the bird to Glenn. Like, this is serious, Glenn. This is problematic.
Wait. Hang on a second. Boulder Bottom says. He says, "Didn't you? Weren't you going to destroy a whole neighborhood to appease your destruction god?"
I was going to go ask everyone that we could buy out the neighborhood, have everyone leave, and then burn everything
So
down.
this guy
Alright, so
would
this
do it
guy-
without buying it.
So
That's
you're
my-
saying this guy is
that's my-
even worse than that?
Yes, significantly worse than that.
Did you say something, Eli? I thought I heard you talk for a sec.
No, I reiterated what Glenn was saying.
Oh, okay.
No different than you.
Guys, when you meet him, you're gonna think I'm you're gonna think I'm a teddy bear when you meet this guy. Okay, like this guy has serious issues.
Well, maybe you
We-
could get him to join
we-
Surtur. Boulder Bottom says.
I don't say anything at him. I just point and like, shut up.
He just
No,
crosses
we-
his arms, half a smile.
We in Earthane worked with this. We worked with him before, and this guy's absolutely like, I mean, look, he, I'll give a little more context. Like this is what happened to me, and whatever the accident was. From what I can tell, this wasn't my choice, and I had to get reconstituted like this. This freak decided he didn't care about his original form. I don't even know what he was, and he willingly chose to convert himself into a full Warforged, just so that he could be more amped up
Says the
and to a more killing machine.
there was a bit of an obsession with attaching souls to warforged bodies for a while there. Earthane says it was kind of barbaric, as for warforged to be created back then, they would have to have an original psyche, which would be destroyed in the process. So
And he willingly decided to go for this. He was very excited about this.
So yeah,
Thing.
he is the one who has the energy that was in your crystal. He says, "I was."
Thing,
Go ahead.
Thing, if you were hunting him down, what were you gonna do if you caught him? If he's so powerful?
He says, "Well, I was kind of in information gathering mode. I was trying to figure out who he was working for and what his plans were." He says it was mostly just following him. If I was able to get him maybe at a point where he was less ready for me, there was a chance I could take him, but I mean, my plan wasn't to fight him. My plan was to, as I said, find out more about him and what he was up to. He says, but I don't know. I feel like he just kind of stops for a moment as if considering what he wants to say.
Yeah, I'm like also just like, you know, this is like a huge yikes. I'm like, oh, this is.
Give me insight checks on that if you want to.
Sure.
What Earthane just said. Alright, well, Uslag, you get the feeling like he's not telling you everything. Because Eli did bring up a good point. If he was trailing him, what would he have done if he had caught him? Because it seemed more like he was actually hunting him than he was gathering info. It seemed like he just changed his story, too. So he might not...
Sounds like there's more to the story than what you're giving us.
Says, look,
cross our arms.
I brought you the information. I came back like you asked. He says, what do you want from me?
Much as
Says, what's important? What's important now is that we find out where this guy is and what he's up to.
Well, if we're going to be working together, I would say that trust might be important as well, and you're not quite gaining it.
Look, much as I have my absolute, suspicions about this guy over here, I can fairly say with confidence I have enough trust in him to say that he's not working with that freaking psycho.
He says,
whatever
I was probably
your
the
plan...
most moral one of our group, including this guy. He kind of nods at Malin.
Yeah, relax there, okay? All right. Okay, I gave you like one slight reprieve here, okay?
Says,
but
well, anyway,
yes, if we have to deal with this. This is. Do you know if he's still in the Shadowfell? Like he's not. How did he even get here?
Says that is something I'm
caster.
trying to figure out. Because obviously, if he's here, someone had to have given him away here. And that same someone may have given him an escape back into Gaian, for all I know. I'm still investigating.
Yeah, he's not a magical caster. He's definitely working.
The only reason I even came back to talk to you is because Glenn made a good point that I hadn't considered, the fact that I look like the one who stole that magical energy. And if I hadn't come back, well, you guys obviously would have gone looking for me to probably hunt me down. So.
Very astute reasoning, and yes.
He says, I'm definitely going to keep looking for Collider, but, whether you guys want to do that, obviously you have your own thing, so.
This is serious. If he has, he was already ridiculous before he got before anything. Now that he somehow feasted on that the energy of that crystal is extraordinarily disturbing. He's known as the Collider for a reason. Do you have some way we can keep in touch? We probably will. I assume he's also going to be in Gaia, and we're going to head back as well. So,
As
We
well,
definitely,
seems like
have to
Glenn
keep an
can
eye out.
just talk to me in my head whenever he feels like it, which is a little creepy, but... You mean
Sending
besides
message.
magic? I don't know. He says, well, actually, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think he has sending as a warlock. Yeah, so he would say, I'm guessing you could use your bard to get in touch with me if you need to. He looks at Glenn.
Well, okay, well, do you want Glenn to, every week, do a weekly check-in and you give us your work report and if you found him, or is there a way for us?
Give me a persuasion check. Looks like he's getting a little annoyed.
Oh, was that public? Why is that? That wasn't. That was supposed to be not public, but supposed to be public. But yeah, that was that one.
He says, hey,
Oh wow.
Hey, Malin, I don't work for you, remember? We split that group a long time ago, and for good reason. You got people telling me I'm not telling you enough, like I owe any of you anything. He says, I'm starting to get fed up with this. If you want to help me, just let me go about my business. I don't work for you or with you.
Stop being such a drama queen. Like, you're not going to be able to take him by yourself, well, unless you have some other plan you want to share with us. So, I would like to be kept in the loop on. And he also took our crystal that we were trying to save. So, we have just as much investment in this at this point as well.
Does anyone else want to say anything? Give me another persuasion check.
Oh wait, I'm using his. Wait, why do I have his sheet up?
I don't
Oops.
know.
Okay, that's why. Okay, whatever. Well, that wasn't any better.
He says, look, I'm leaving. If you want to stay in touch, you know how to get a hold of me. I'll be happy to give you information if I deem it appropriate. And he starts heading for the door.
So I just scowl and just sit back like, oh brother, this is.
Wow, some friends you had, huh? Oh, I wouldn't call them friends.
Well, look, there was four of us. And back then, we weren't, it's not like us. We weren't going in and we went in, we didn't know if we were gonna, we were. Look at us. We were designed to, for combat. We were designed to go and accomplish our mission. Sometimes, no matter how brutal it would get.
You were designed?
So,
Boulder Bottom says, who designed you? I thought you all...
well, I mean, look at me.
He says, well, you never did say who created you. Or did someone create you? Didn't you create yourself?
Well, that one I just remember waking up, but I assume, what was this? Thovik, had something, knows about it or had something to do with it, since he's the one who wiped my memory. So, which I, unfortunately have not made much progress upon. But, yeah. So, and yeah, I mean, and then obviously, someone obviously designed Hadrian, though I don't remember that part. I just remember working with the Psycho.
Well, I mean, is this something that we really want to look into, Boulder Bottom says? We still feel like we have a lot on our plate right now. What is the most important thing? Aren't we going to look for Glenn's kids? You guys made a big stink about that. He looks over to Glenn expectantly. Glenn remains silent. Well, what do you guys want to do?
Well, obviously here, didn't you want to get all your people out of the Shafel before we leave?
Oh, that's right, Lassie. And it seems we have a way home for them now. If this Xerxes tower can move through worlds.
Yeah, if they're not needed against the cult of the Children of Shadow here, yeah, I might be able to bring them home.
He says, because I think it's only fair. I feel like they've done more than their part here. But I guess that's up to them, right?
It is up to them. But I'm hoping they'll want to come.
All right. I mean, I guess that we start with that, and then before we head back to Gaian. Once we get back, obviously, we know we gotta check up on the rest of our camp at the tower. And then, yeah, I mean, considering our possible destination to night weather where we can't come back, Glenn probably should get to see his kids again and not have them be hostage, which I think that's more than fair ask. And we'll obviously keep an eye out for Hadrian while we're at it.
Though he's been strangely quiet about it. Once again, Raldo kind of looks over.
And thought.
Oh, maybe he went out to use the outhouse. Now whatever the case. Alright, so what does everyone want to do? I guess
Accidentally
Uslag
deleted
is... Or go ahead.
Sorry. I was trying to add new things to my character sheet, and I accidentally deleted my moonsicle. Do you think you could share the compendium? Because that one affects a bunch of stats, so I'd rather drag it out than create it. Sorry.
It's the +1 moonsicle.
It's the +2. Or wait, no, sorry, yes, +1. It's +1, yeah.
I can just drag it on.
Appreciate you.
Okay, I mean, yeah, let's, I mean, unless we have any, business we need to, any further business we'd like to conduct in the city, or I guess well, hold up, do we want to figure out what Orin knows?
Yeah. Well, I don't know, do you think that we should, see about, like, searching his belongings or his study, or anything that's been left behind, or...
Where is the
probably when they
family
evacuate.
Hmm?
That is a good point. Where's the family?
We haven't heard much from them, though obviously our keys still work. I'm guessing they're pretty tied up with their people changing into horrid monsters.
Yeah, sorry, remind me, did the transformed ones, are they safe, or?
Well, they're still transformed and in.
They're still transformed, yeah, okay.
They're still
Xerxes
locked
said
up.
he contained them, Boulderbottom says, whatever that means. Don't know where.
Yeah, we knocked them out, and then he was like, "Oh, let me go time them up."
Are there any other, blood mancers, is that what you called him? That are known that we could perhaps, ask hire for their assistance, or I could reverse it maybe? I don't know. I guess that's up to the family more than us.
Oh, I don't know any, Boulderbottom says, but yeah, maybe they do.
Well, I guess, I mean, first off, let's go. I think we should have a little chat with Orin and see what he knows, one way or the other.
Yeah.
And we have to, obviously, whatever he knows on the Shadow Lord, on Guybox Return, or whatever, we need to figure that out.
Is he even going to remember anything, I wonder?
And if possible, to return back his family. Afterwards, we'll head back to Aldrin's Watch and attempt to get Uslag's clan back to Gaian.
Alright. So if you go back to the church to ask about speaking to Orin, they would tell you that he is actually unresponsive. He's alive, but it almost seems like, yeah, he's just sleeping, and they can't seem to wake him. So
Great, he's a vegetable.
Yeah, there might be something.
I mean, I swear I didn't hit him that hard on the head.
Hard.
No,
Maybe I
they
should not
think
slap
this
him
is
that
some
hard.
sort of magical thing. They don't think this is because of his wounds.
Let's ask our foremost magical expert, who can't walk in a straight line, Xerxes.
Alright, so you head over to his tower. He would say, well, if he is unresponsive, it might have been to the forced severing of whatever this entity was from him. I mean, that would be my guess anyway, my hypothesis.
I think it was a voluntary connection, or do you think that he was, that entity was there without consent?
It's hard to say. I mean, one of the challenging things about charm and dominate magic is kind of telling who is actually charmed or dominated versus who's just using that as an excuse for their bad actions. I mean, he very well could have invited this entity in and maybe it took control, or maybe he just did exactly what it wanted. I'd have to talk to him and maybe use some magic to get more answers. I hesitate to go speak with the priest, though. I'm not a big fan of the government of this place. It's the whole reason I was trying to stay incognito while I was here.
Yeah, I know, communist. But then again, they did give us free stuff. Well, anyways, look, I mean, you're gonna leave with us anyway, so...
He says,
You
do
know,
you think
why-
there's a way you could bring him here? I might be able to heal him with the help of the tower.
I'm sure we could, we could ask them.
Yeah, just don't tell them about me or that I'm here. That's all I need is clerics of the Raven Queen and possibly wizards looking for me. Says I have faith in my
Sure.
tower's ability to stay hidden, but it makes it harder when people are actively looking for it.
Yeah.
Sure. By the
Like,
way, you
yeah,
can
the
teleport your
statues.
tower between planes, right? Or no?
Yes, I can go back to Gaian if that's what you're asking. I'm the one
Oh,
who
great.
took Uslag there originally after the issues with the Children of Shadow.
Like the entire tower, not just yourself, obviously.
Yes, the tower has the ability to travel through worlds.
How big is your clan again, Uslag? We could fit everyone in here, right?
He laughs. He says, I'd hope so.
Yeah, they're not that big anymore.
Oh.
He says, this tower is pretty large. I'm fairly certain I can fit whatever people you wish to bring.
Yeah, I think it's like maybe like 20, 30 at the most. Maybe 20.
All right, yeah. So let's go back to the church, and we're gonna ask to borrow Orin.
All right. So what reasoning are you going to give them to take a prisoner from the cell?
I lean over to Glenn, say, tell them about our
We do get-
enhanced interrogation tactics.
Glenn's
You
not here anymore.
don't tell them that to the family of the guy. I mean, they probably don't want us torturing him.
I said enhanced. I didn't say anything about torturing.
Oh, we are talking to he's at the church.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay,
you head
cool.
back
So
to the
his family's not there.
church. You go and speak with your contact. What's his? Let me bring up his name.
Errol.
We can roleplay it. It was Merrill, yeah. So you go speak with Father Leveris. He welcome you back. What do you say to him?
Glenn's not here, is he?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Oh, hi.
Glenn,
Oh, he's back.
Glenn, tell the father about this enhanced tactics we're going to use to help get some information from Orin. I just pushed Glenn to the front.
Alright, so we're gonna fucking torture the shit out of him.
He's the best.
Do you know what's going on, Glenn?
I know that we have Orin.
You know, he doesn't know he's a vegetable right now, so we need him to
Yeah,
get
yeah,
back to the-
I saw that. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So,
Well, what are you saying
doesn't-
to Father Leveris?
Well, doesn't Eli? You have Raries, right?
And what?
Very self-ethic one. Self-ethic
Wait.
bond.
I do.
Okay. Maybe there's some consciousness still left in Orin that we could speak through telepathy. I mean, I don't really know, but it's certainly worth a shot.
Is that what Xerxes wants us to do?
But I don't know.
Well, okay. Well, I mean, we could give it a shot, or we could just take him directly back to Xerxes. But we just need the father here to sign off on us borrowing the prisoner.
So I'll assume you had this conversation before you were standing in front of Father Laveris.
Yes.
All right.
Classic D&D party.
I could just teleport him.
We were trying to break in and steal the guy. You were trying to, like, stay on good terms with the church.
Yeah, I'm
When
sure if
did-
we just ask, they'll.
When did Malin become such a pious individual?
When you guys decided to, I don't know. I don't know. I just throw up my arms. It's like, all right, let's just go. We'll just maul everyone.
Just break in.
I mean, could we just? The one stipulation is that we can't mention Xerxes. But we have their trust, and if we just suggest that we
All right. So in character,
found a way to heal him,
we are
That's
here.
that is in character. That is.
What are we saying to him?
Oh, we're there now.
'Cause
Okay.
We honestly we should have had this discussion before you guys got here. So we're here now. What are you saying?
Yes.
Like, if you ever want, you guys can say, "Hold on, guys. Before we go, we should talk about this."
Well, I think that some of the party was AFK or wasn't
Yeah, I
responding.
mean that's
so.
why. That's why. Yes. But
Cough.
now that we're here, let's just try to. Unless we're like.
Yeah.
gonna
Sorry,
say-
I thought we had backtracked.
Unless we want
No,
to
yeah,
say, let's walk outside and then come back and talk to you in a moment.
All right, we're here to borrow the prisoner because we believe that we may be able to magically touch his mind, and perhaps there's consciousness there that we could learn something from. But we would need to borrow him for a little bit. I assure you, we can, return him shortly.
Just borrow
We have
him.
some enhanced tactics and we would like to employ, but these are very proprietary to our group that we would like to conduct in private. And of course, as you can realize, we've taken such great pains to make sure that he's was not lethally harmed. So we promise to return him to you all in one piece if you let
Alright.
us borrow.
Give me persuasion checks.
You got anything to say, Glenn?
No, you guys got it.
No, I don't.
You guys said everything I was going to say, basically. So
I do not have emboldening bond up.
All right. Is there a way you can turn
There you
that
go.
off? Here, let me look at your sheet because that keeps popping.
Preach,
up. It's driving me
preach,
nuts.
Astra, preach.
What'd
Tell the gospel.
Oh,
Lou,
just
what were you
the
saying?
emboldening bond keeps popping up. I'm gonna try to turn.
Oh,
it
I
off 'cause
just
it's
I
driving
just
me
forget
nuts.
to turn it off, the global modifier. Yeah, so yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna turn that off.
Tell them of the gospel.
I'll turn it back on next combat, and then it'll happen all over again.
All right. So he is a little hesitant. He says, he's technically imprisoned. I mean, can't you just do what you're gonna do here? I mean,
Well,
it's-
as we said, there are some proprietary abilities and techniques, and he is here thanks to us. We have every reason to want to ensure that he is returned to you and remains imprisoned, but we may return with some answers.
says, well, I mean, if it was up to me, I'd just say take him. But I do have to go request this from the high priests, and they're gonna definitely be give me a look. Like, why are we?
The
letting prisoners
request comes
out?
from an avatar of the Raven Queen.
Oh, she's playing that card. Give me a persuasion check with advantage.
Finally. Trying to flex the
It's
flex
still
the-
really bad. Oh, it can't be intimidation. Okay.
Sure, you can use
Why
intimidation.
didn't I? put
Yay!
up the
Okay.
Oh.
Would that be an advantage or just regular?
Yeah, it would be an advantage.
Oh, nice. Okay.
He says,
Not bad.
Yeah, that's. I suppose the Raven Queen's will would be more convincing. All right, well, I can bring this to them. Is there anything else you could tell me about why this can't be done here?
We have a secure location we're going to be doing this with
Special facilities.
And you
different, yeah,
can
materials.
guarantee he's going to be brought back, I don't know, within a few hours?
Well, we don't know how long it's going to take.
Absolutely, we guarantee it.
Give me persuasion or deception.
Let's both roll, Glenn.
It's all
You're
right,
both
well,
very convincing.
they're
Somehow.
not going to like this, but let me go talk to them. So he comes back about 20 minutes later, seeming a little bit agitated, and says, all right, you should be good to take him. Let me go and get him ready for transport. And basically, he'll come back with Orin all tied up and kind of on this like wheelbarrow-like cart laying there. He says, just be careful. I don't know what kind of powers he still has if he wakes up. I know he was an extremely powerful wizard from what you tell us. So,
Yeah. And I crack my neck. Yeah, I'm not gonna get that one. Yeah.
alright, so you wheelbarrow him out, I assume, and head over to the tower?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Xerxes
Maybe
would
cover him up.
put a blanket
Just
over
like-
him.
Yeah, we're not exactly like parading him down.
Just parading him through town. Like, why do they have a guy in a wheelbarrow all tied up? It's a little weird.
Oh.
Alright.
That'd be-
Xerxes, we're home.
Yeah, so you bring him over to Xerxes, who kind of does a spell that lifts the body up and puts it down on a table. And he starts chanting and gesturing. Looks like he's performing some kind of ritual. His eyes start glowing, and he says, yeah, there's some kind of seal on his mind. My guess is that it was put there before whatever took control was able to do so. It's hard for me to say whether it was by choice or enforced, but I think I can remove it.
Right. How much time do you need?
Will it wake him up?
It should. Once the seal
Alright,
is
let's make
removed,
sure
he
he's
should
trained.
regain control.
Yeah. If you, can we ensure that he's silenced or unable to use magic should he awaken?
We have two bozos here who can also use counterspell, but yeah, we just don't want him to just immediately wake up and blink out.
As well, he's not going to be able to teleport out of here.
Ah.
Also, the
Sublime.
yeah, the table itself should have some nullifying properties. Do any of you have modified memory by chance?
And
Glenn.
This is Glenn. Can you assist me with something?
Glenn appears to have left.
Yeah,
He,
he had to be right back in a few.
Oh, poop.
Can we say he was gonna do it?
I mean, NPC Glenn, what, until he returns?
oh. But he might not want to do that.
Oh, maybe. I
All
don't know.
right. Sure.
I don't
I'll
know.
say he spends one of his spells to do this.
Right.
Where is it? Modify memory. Level 5. Alright. So Xerxes whispers something to Glenn, who nods. Never mind, he wouldn't whisper. I'll say he does like a mental communication with Glenn, who would nod, and the two of them begin casting something. Well, Xerxes begins casting something, and Glenn, you assume, is casting Modify Memory. So, magical energies surround Orin. A moment later, he will open his eyes, just kind of casually look around. And say,
Welcome back, Sleeping Beauty. How have you been?
says, "Oh, I'm good, thank you." He says, "Don't remember exactly where here is. Not in the same place I remember." And Xerxes would say, "Yes, well, you know, in your condition, we had to do what we could to make sure you woke up without issue." He just sort of nods and says, "Yes, well, thank you." Xerxes says, "I believe my friends had some things they wanted to ask you, though." He says, "Of course, the Splitlanders. I'm happy to answer any questions you have."
Phenomenal. I'm so happy. Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, I just want to make sure, like, what's the last thing you remember?
Says, "Well, we were working on finding those cultists, and one of them hit me with some sort of spell I believe took control of me. And then it's all a blank, I'm guessing because of the spell that happened."
Can we insight this?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, you think he does believe that. And Glenn would give you all a wink.
How long ago was that? When
So-
you were
so-
looking for those cultists?
I don't know, didn't it? I hope it wasn't too long ago. How long did they have control of me?
Hey, well,
Xerxes-
but-
They-
yeah.
Xerxes would say, "Oh, yeah, it was not long ago, just a few days ago."
Yeah. I see. And you did nothing. You don't remember anything that happened during this period of time.
He says, "Well, I have some vague memories of things I experienced but was not in control of. I believe, oh gods, my family, I believe somehow they were turned into some sort of creatures. Are they all right?" He starts like he's remembering things.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, they're all they're recovering at your house.
Says, "Oh, I think there is a way I can help them. We should go there." He says, "I remember," and it's almost as if suddenly the memories are flooding back. He says, "Yes, there was the underground and the large creature. They must have had control of me for longer than we thought." He says, "Sorry, it's all a bit of a blur now. I'm just kind of getting glimpses of the things that happened while I was out of control of myself."
Listen, I go down and say I completely understand. You know, when you when you get flooded with memories and you know it's like you were a different person. You know that experience is it can be quite startling. So you know, but yes, we need your help to figure out. You know, like do you know who to hit you with that control spell? Who if is there any more of them down here? And yeah, we have to go save your family.
He says, "Well, from what I remember, I had met with Shatter Kai, and wait, were you all there? I'm trying to remember. Maybe you weren't. I believe." And Xerxes would say, "It's all right. Just tell us your memories. Things might not make sense because of the mind control." And he just sort of sheepishly nods, looking a little confused now, and says, "Well, I remember a figure with a white owl. I don't remember his name, though, or maybe he never gave me one. But all I know is he offered to get me some very valuable essences through trade, through some of my contacts within. And then he just pauses. He says, in any case, this figure, I think he took control of me.
There was a white
because-
owl on your shoulder when we encountered you in the cave.
He says,
That checks out.
Oh, yes, what was his name? Oh, my apologies now. Suddenly it all seems, very distant. He says, I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't remember his name.
That's okay. Where did you meet him?
He seems a little hesitant again, and Xerxes says, "Don't worry, the church will not find out of your dealings." He nods a little bit worried still, and says, "Well, let's just say we met through through contacts of mine."
Dude, was it in the black market? Like, we've been there on the regular. You could just tell us. I just say that.
Give me a persuasion check. He nervously says, yes, the Shadow Market is where I met him and several of his associates. But yeah, I think perhaps it was him who took control of me. Through my dealings, it seems like, yeah.
Did you ever talk to his boss?
I believe his name was... Does the name Relic mean anything?
Oh, that guy.
Okay. Yeah.
How did I not guess?
I
Yeah,
guess you
okay.
know who this is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Says, well, I think somehow he was able to take control of me, and I don't know how long I was a prisoner, but I know I remember flashes of things happening. Like my body was doing things and I had no control of it. And
Did you ever-
I think actually Uslag, you would recognize this. Intelligence might give you more details though, if you want to give me an in check.
Okay.
I think you're the only one in the group who would have been exposed to this. Because the current
To
group
use
is more
an inspiration.
recent.
How many of those do I have?
Yeah, you can use
Oh, that's what I
inspiration.
need. Oh, those are on my old sheet. Oh no, I've got them here. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna use an inspiration for a +2. It's not gonna
Okay.
help much.
It might.
Oh, look
Nice.
at that.
19.
Just
So you remember
remembers
a
things.
very similar story being told by Blackwater, Galen Blackwater, when he was dominated by a Shadow Lord. Well, as far as you know, Arden Relic is not a Shadow Lord.
He could be a
That's
vessel
for
for
sure.
one.
maybe Arden Relic
Because
had a similar.
and I'll say real quick, Eli, you know that dominate spells aren't generally that long term unless they're like constantly re-upped. The only dominate spells you know that are that powerful are by things like vampires.
So it's either some unnatural or whoever was casting the spell had constant access to him.
Yeah, without which seems like it might be more the first, because from what you know, he was among his family most of the time, so it would have been hard to hide that constant spell casting.
Was someone very powerful.
Well, yeah, Arden is probably a disciple of Guybok. Okay.
That definitely makes sense. A lot of the things, he said sounded very similar to someone else that had been under for some more domination.
Oren says, I feel like things seem off in my mind. It might be a result of the control. Xerxes says it most likely is. Things will probably seem strange to you for a while, but I'm just glad we were able to free you from what happened. He nods.
Are we certain that he is free, or is this the type of magic that would allow the connection to be resumed?
Well, the connection can be reestablished, but I mean, the from what I saw, Relic, as you call him, or whatever that thing was that was attached, I believe he could do that to anyone with prolonged contact. This might be an ability of the Shadow Lord. I mean, you all have more experience with them than I do. He says, my meetings with the Shadow Lords and their kind are limited.
Did you ever meet his boss? Did you or interact with Gaivok in any capacity, Warren?
If I did, I don't remember. But as I said, it's still kind of scattered memories. I feel like I'm remembering more just as I sit here, but it's come and go.
Very well might have, except that Gaivok was probably using Arden Relic as a host. That's my guess.
Oh, so you think Art Relic is his new host?
Would make sense.
That's
Yeah, I mean,
interesting.
If you saw, yeah.
Well,
I mean, that's sort of his. It's sort of his MO. Like he tends to not just float around like a shadow. Wispy.
And it may not be Gaivok, it could be Malik, could it not?
Well, during the, down there,
yeah.
they basically offered us to go meet Gaivok to have a little chat
gotcha.
with him.
Yeah, they
And,
denounced Malik.
you
as
do
a fake,
remember,
basically.
Uslag, that it was a lot harder to separate a Shadow Lord from its host, whereas like Xerxes just sort of did a spell and was able to banish whatever that presence was pretty quickly.
Oh, I meant like Arden Relic might be.
He's suggesting that
hosting
Relic it might
Gaivok.
be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, the thing controlling Orin. I didn't. Yeah, I figured that was just a lackey.
Yeah, I mean, it could be Relic who did it, but he just might not be as powerful as the Shadow Lords. Is what I'm saying.
All right.
But it's hard to know for sure.
Do you know any detail, anything that I guess we could follow up on and try to, if we wanted to go talk to Arden?
He says, I mean, if I remember something, I could tell you, but at this point, my memories are very muddled. He says, I really want to go help my family if that's possible. The longer they stay transformed, the harder it will be to save them. So,
That is a fair point. Okay, let's go.
Yeah,
he says,
we did tell the church we would get you back to them, but seeing as you
Well,
are
we didn't say
walking and talking and
he says,
doing your own thing.
I can't
up
go
to you.
back to the church. They'll just put me in chains again. I have to at least let me go and save my family first.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
I don't,
sure.
I don't care.
I don't care.
You're your own person now.
I don't care about the
Like,
stupid church.
we're not gonna
Do-
drag you back to the church.
Do what I want. All right, he says that's very kind of you. And please don't tell them where I am. If they stop my work, I mean, it might become impossible for me to save my family. In fact, it might
you
be
gotta go
better-
talk to your sisters. Make sure they don't flip out, because they were, not too pleased about what happened.
Ah, shit. Do you think you could take me there and explain the situation? I'm not the best at talking. Glenn, perhaps
Yeah.
Glenn can. I know he is. He's quite skilled at these things. Glenn says, "Aight."
Yeah. Okay. Let's go back.
All right. So you're trying to sneak him back to his island, or how are you doing that?
Oh, that's a good question.
It's reasonable.
Can we throw like a towel over him or something?
Just walking through the street with a towel
We could
over
put him in the bag of holding.
We got the invisibility, anything like that?
No, I don't want him to bolt just the. I mean, obviously trust him, but I don't want to like you.
Oh, yeah, that's actually true. Good
Oren
point.
says, I promise you I won't bolt. If you want to make me
Right.
invisible, I can...
Well, we promised the church we'd bring you back, so
Well,
promise
okay.
to promises.
Well, look, obviously, but we have to be a little paranoid because the last time we didn't take these precautions, we had to go punch you again.
I'm still not entirely sure you're not going to just get repossessed out of the blue. So,
He says, well,
yeah.
do you have any... I know there are magical amulets that help protect against detection. Do you have anything like that? Maybe a spell? He says, I don't have a lot of the protection spells that clerics possess, but like a protection from evil might safeguard
I
me.
can make you invisible, but I think that we would need...
Actually, wait, does he need protection from evil and good?
That would... I believe that protects from domination effects, doesn't it?
Does it? Let me see. Protection again. Target also can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed. Yeah, I got you, bro.
Yeah, he's a wizard too, so he kind of knows some of this stuff. Were you saying
Okay, yeah.
something, Astra? I feel like I cut you off.
No, you're fine.
Okay.
As far as getting him through town, she was offering to she can cast invisibility on him, but he would need to like agree to like, I don't know, be in contact with one of us.
No, we're not throwing invisibility on him. I'll cast protection from evil and good, and then we'll throw like a towel on top of his head or something.
Oh. Maybe like a deeply hooded cowl, because I think a towel would attract as much attention as anything.
I
Go
will
ahead.
just change his shape.
Oh, do you have the
That's
step? Perfect.
Polymorph?
fantastic.
Polymorph.
Oh,
Yeah, I turned him
That's
into a
even
cute
better.
little...
make him
He seems
cute
a little
and docile.
hesitant. Says,
I mean, as a biomancer, that must be like an interesting experience.
I have changed my shape many times. I guess maybe a small animal would be harder to detect. I assume you'll take it off me once we are where we have to be.
Of course,
Well-
yes.
As long as you behave.
Says, yes. I just want to get there as soon as possible. Like I said, my family's time is limited if I'm going to fix this.
All right, let's do it.
He says, in fact, it might be better if we just don't tell my sisters and get me to my laboratory.
Look, this is we'll talk to them, but they have to be part of this as much as this is they should participate as well.
Well, I just hope they trust me enough to let me do this. But, I mean, it's your call, but I still think it would be best if no one knew and I was just allowed to work in peace.
Well, they
Well,
were the
I
ones
mean-
that sent us after you and made sure that we didn't kill you, that you could save your family.
Says,
So-
oh, did they?
They
That's-
did. We were gonna just kill you, but
I just go put my
But-
hand over Uslag's
Wait,
mouth.
I thought you knew that I had been possessed. Why would you just kill me?
Well, not initially,
yeah, we found that out later.
but
And,
clearly we were. open to
Glenn's
you
making the
doing
like,
it.
no, don't say anything motion behind him.
I facepalm really fucking
This is-
hard.
but-
when-
In my memory, wait, I'm sorry. It must be the possession. My things don't make complete sense
Oh.
to me.
And what in your memory?
It says, well, I mean, the possession. On one hand, I believe you were with me, but then in the memory, I also don't see you with me. Just my two memories are at odds with each other.
I go up to Uslag and go, shh.
Glenn
Perhaps some of
says,
those memories-
oh,
Perhaps some of those memories were planted.
yes, exactly, Glenn says. It's probably something with the mind control. It's fine. Just
I'm s-
yes, we weren't going to kill you.
Confused.
Uslag is she's a kidder, and he's like, don't say anything. Modify memory.
Oh.
All right. So
Right.
anyway, he looks confused, but he says, "Well, however we can go quickly to my house. Let's go."
Let's do this.
All right, so you're casting polymorph on him.
And
What are you turning him into?
so if he does try to do something and run away, a newborn kitten.
Hey, they're fast.
No, turtle. To make him a turtle.
Nail.
Are you guys discussing this?
No,
Yes.
no,
Yeah.
I just turned him into a little kitten.
He turns him into a little kitten. Did you cast protection from evil on him?
Yes.
All right, so he is a protected from evil and good kitten. So he mews a few times as you like grab him, and I assume you're heading back to the island.
Yes.
I'm gonna pick him up by the scruff and hand him to Oozlog. Be like, don't let him go anywhere.
Okay. Oh.
He's so cute.
Okay.
All
This is
right.
how she gets the sympathy back. She's like, "Oh, he's so adorable." That's Soren.
All right, so the group, I'll roll to see if any. Unlikely you'll encounter trouble. No trouble. So you spend some time going through the city. Luckily, it's very easy with him looking like a kitten. No one's gonna stop you and question you.
No one's gonna take the cute kitten out of the hero avatar of the Raven Queen's hands.
No, well, she's incognito. They don't know she's the Raven Queen avatar.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. It's
That's
just
true.
the
She just
priesthood.
looks like.
I will say, though, when you get to the island, there are some priests there from the church, and they would see you and kind of walk over towards you and say, Splitlanders, we were looking for you. I was hoping to get an update from you on the prisoner you have. Were you able to get any information yet?
We're making some excellent progress. But we need to make a quick pit stop on the island to go through some of his materials. But we're in great progress, guys.
Give me persuasion or deception. I see. And I notice you don't have the wheelbarrow with you. Where is he being held right now?
Secret location we told you about earlier, or we told your colleague.
Says we had assumed the secret location was on the island. Is it somewhere else?
When you assume.
I think I missed something. Did we bring him back to the church as a kitten?
No.
No,
we're on
You
the
had
island.
people at the gates of the island. Some of the priests came here
Okay.
looking for you.
No, we had our own location.
Technically, you're like right here, right now. Like right at the gates about to go in. So they would say, do you think you could give us an update of when he would be returned? It's been a couple of hours already.
We just like as soon as we get through like the materials, we're gonna have a much more concrete timeline to give you guys.
Give me another persuasion or deception. Oh, all right. He nods and says, "All right, I think we're gonna wait here just so we can, learn more once you guys know more. We're supposed to be keeping an eye on your progress. The church is very interested to get some more info on the Zalora and what we can find out about them being turned back."
Absolutely, we appreciate all your hard work and dedication on this matter.
They just nod and kind of motion for you to go ahead. Says, "Good luck to you. Hopefully you can figure out what this monster did and how we can get his family back."
That's our number one priority.
Alright, so you go, and are you going to the house or to his lab?
Where did he ask us to go?
He wanted us to go to the lab and
You
not
wanted-
tell his family he's here.
Yes, exactly. He just wanted to go to his lab, which you know where it
But
is.
we
'cause you
said
went
that
through
we
it.
were going to include his family.
Right. But do we want? I guess if we have the bond. Oh wait, he's probably part of the bond. I don't know.
Well, I would say I would say I think we should tell the guards to get the two sisters here, but we're gonna go straight to the lab.
Okay. Tell them
I
to
go
do the
like as
menu.
we're gonna go to the lab, and I tell the guard, like one of the Solora guards, can you fetch Vanessa and Strali for us?
Yes, of course.
Ask them to meet us.
Where shall I send them?
The lab.
Very well. I shall have them meet you at the lab. He says, I think one of the church priests is still in there, by the way.
Excellent.
That's yeah.
They left some people here last night, and I think they've been pretty much coming and going, doing investigations and studies of the magics there. So, I don't know if
Might need
that's...
another modify memory.
That's yes.
Priest.
If let's go to the entrance to the lab, but not enter the lab quite yet. We're gonna
Alright.
wait for the sisters.
So you head down the stairs back to where you were last night. You would indeed see two shadow elves in the laboratory. Looks like they're reading through a whole stack of books and paperwork.
We're not gonna enter though. We're not, like I don't want them to notice us. We're not entering.
Okay, so you kind of stay back a bit. I'll say yeah. You would notice them like kind of checking that stuff. They have not yet noticed you. And you said you're just waiting here for a bit?
We have squad. We have two things we can either one, we get Glenn to go send them off on an outrageous distraction adventure, or two, when the two girls arrive, we tell them to send them off as well. Although I don't know if they can't do that. So
What about
Glenn,
a distraction? Some big commotion on the other side of the island that sends everyone running.
well, then they're gonna ask who did that, and we're not trying to make that big of a hassle. We just want them to clear this room out for us.
All right.
So do you have any ideas, Glenn, on how we can get them to leave the room?
Who's in there?
Two
All right,
priests.
so really quick summary of what happened. Auric, basically, you believe that he was controlled by something. You don't
I knew
think
it.
he actually was like in control of himself. He wants to save his family, but the group agreed to bring him back to church prison. Uslag said, screw them, we do what we want. So the group is now trying to sneak him back to his lab to basically help save his family because he said time is limited. So you turned him into a kitten, and you're sneaking him back into his lab. But now you found out there were church people here.
Yeah, there's church people in his lab still reading all his journals and stuff, and we're waiting for his sisters to arrive. We asked for them to come meet us here, but they don't know yet what's going on.
Because the church is also looking for a way to try to save the Zalorans, since they're pretty important within the city. And they still think Auric is a monster and was doing all this on his own. The group has not chosen to reveal to the church or, talk to them, saying that he was not. Instead, they just want him to go work on his family in secret. So,
Because that's what Orin wanted, right? He just wanted us.
yes,
to
Orin
him
is
to-
not. He's not a convincing guy. So he didn't feel like trying to explain to the church that he was mind controlled because he doesn't think
He
they
said
believe
that
him.
it's important that we try to do his family as soon as possible because the longer they're transformed, the harder it will be to reverse it. So I think that's where the urgency comes from. But he didn't want us to tell his sisters, and we said, nope, we're calling them here.
Yeah, he also
And
asked.
so there's two priestess in the room though. And
Yeah,
we need them.
looks like they're investigating his notes, probably his biomancer stuff in the lab that he wants to use to turn his family back.
Okay. Glenn will basically walk right in as he acts like he owns the place.
All right. Eli, were you saying something? I saw you typing.
Ask
Making
me.
a joke.
Oh, okay. So you kind of stroll in. The two priests look up and say, yes. How can we help you, Whisperwind?
Hey, we'd like to take over
looking through Oren's laboratory, trying to find a way to turn his family back. We have experience not only of all kinds of magic. We have someone who's a master of arcane, divine, and primal magic with us. We're also very skilled at finding secret compartments. That's how we found Oren in the first place, as there were many hidden trapdoors that we had to go through to find the bugger.
Oh, well, there's a huge pile of stuff to go through. We're still just like hitting the surface of it. So if you want to help us, feel free to start reading. And he just points to all the books that are still stacked up there.
I don't want to alarm you. Try to stay calm, but from telepathic talks with Oren, it's believed that this research is all very dangerous and most likely trapped to the highest order. If you were to continue rustling around, not knowing what you could do, you could inadvertently set off a trap, and, well, I don't want to have to tell you what type of traps a biomancer is capable of using, but they're not pretty.
I make a yuck face.
Give me a deception. He says, "Oh, well, I mean, we've had several people reading through these books since last night. You're saying there's traps in them?"
Yes. Oh, thank God that all of you are safe then, and that nothing that you've gone through inadvertently has set them off. But I think from here on out, just to be safe, there should be plenty of material and readings that the cultists have for you guys to go through that isn't trapped. In their storehouses and such. I would really hope that you would trust us to handle the most dangerous stuff to ourselves, because that's what we're used to doing, is the dangerous stuff.
He says, "Is that why your whole group's back there? Were you guys coming to look it over?"
He nods. That's yep. We brought all of us. Estrella is over here as a master of and can decipher the divine and primal magics. Myself and my companion Eli can decipher arcane magic at the highest order, and even myself and Malin here and Diddy are experienced in hunting and sniffing out and disarming traps. So we've got the whole crew just to make sure that we can tackle anything we find here.
I see. Give me another deception. As well, I mean, we did check these out with detect magic, and we didn't see any auras on any of the books. But you're saying there could be traps on them somehow?
Yeah, some of the traps are practical, and some of the traps have been magicked in a way so that lower magic, like detect magic, is unable to detect it.
I've heard of stuff like that, masking auras. Whew, that's diabolical.
Yeah, and Oren was into some vile shit. I mean, just look like what he did to his family.
Give me a deception.
We're really helping this guy.
Advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll clear that all up later.
Do any of the rest of you want to say anything? We'll clear that later. All right. Well, I mean, I'm gonna have to go clear it with the church. They're the ones who sent us here. But yeah, I guess for now we can go check in with them and see what they want us to do.
Make sure you call out real loud when you get back. Don't just come waltzing in, because there might be something dangerous we're disarming.
Oh, yeah. No, we'll call out? Yeah, we can do that.
No.
But yeah, we'll go check with them and let them know what she said. Maybe we'll just leave this to you all, since you seem to be the experts on this sort of magic.
You know, it's good choice. I said if you should come back, we'll let you know if we find anything.
It was all right, and they'll head out.
Good work, Ben.
He snaps his finger. Job completed.
Sublime stuff.
All right. So what do you want to do?
Just let the cat do his
I'll
thing.
say a few moments later, the sisters would kind of walk in and say, "You got rid of the church people. No, you did what we couldn't do." They kind of insisted
quick.
they go through our brother's stuff.
Temporarily.
When I was gone, did somebody use modify memory or something?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So I was like,
Guess
okay.
who used modify memory?
Xerxes asked you to use modify memory on Orin because basically he wanted him to. He didn't want him to have a reason to deceive the group, so he kind of he had you modify his memory a bit, so he saw himself as like basically being a complete ally to you guys.
Oh, so
And he
we aren't actually
Yeah, I just like
sure.
almost ruined that.
So we're actually not sure if he was working with whatever possessed him.
Well,
We
that's
put
why
that
he was
in his
having
mind?
like kind of a weird.
Okay, sorry.
You know, like,
I didn't understand that.
Like his memory, like he had two kind of conflicting memories about you guys, whether you
Gotcha.
were there or not, which
I
Xerxes
see.
didn't care about. He just wanted the initial trust to be there because he was
Gotcha.
afraid
So,
like he wouldn't talk or something.
Right. Okay.
So I
As
just
soon as
had
they-
you cast that. Or go ahead.
So as soon as the girls walk in, I like close the door behind them, saying, "Ladies, we have some good news and better news."
Oh, that's
Got you a kit.
Uslag will hold out the kitten.
Aw,
That's the good news.
wait.
That's the good
Uh,
news.
Well, we could use some good news, and I do like kittens. Or not Vanessa. What's her name says it.
So I have even better news than that. We have made great progress in potentially figuring out how to restore the family.
Ustrale, she's the one who likes kittens. Vanessa's just like crosses her arms, but like also kind of gives the kitten like, "Aw, look," but doesn't make it obvious. Well, tell us how.
Do you guys trust us?
I mean, yes. Why wouldn't we?
Right. So, well, I say we've got we're gonna have the actual originator reverse engineer for us. And I go point and go like a tada motion to Eli to undo the polymorphism.
I'll do it with some prestidigitation sparkles.
Ta-da!
And now Uxlog is holding Orin in her arms.
Well, she was holding the kitten out like
By the
the
scruff
Lion
of
King, like.
So Ustrale gasps. Vanessa yells, "Bastard!" and she starts chanting.
Oh, she'll.
I give them a
away.
light. It's like, wait, the guys go, hold up. I thought you guys said you trusted us.
Wait, you did this? Why make him a? What's going on? Vanessa says, kind of annoyed.
He got possessed, and he said he's willing to go to try to fix everything.
Give me a persuasion. I'll say, Glenn, you can do it if you want.
Okay.
How generous.
Thank you.
I'm tempted to be like, no, you got this. All right.
So she hesitates a moment and says, "How can we be certain that he's not lying about that?" He says, "I'm not lying, sister. I was a prisoner in my own body. It was horrid."
Look, when I first ran into Orin, I had the feeling that he was not on the cultist side, and he turns to Malin, and fuck you, because he wasn't. When I talked to him, he wasn't being mind controlled, I bet. And so my intuition about him was correct, in fact. You bastard.
Honestly, I hear a lot of coping on that side, but I mean, we did our background check on him recently, so I think
When
I
we
think
ran,
we,
when we encountered him though, there was something weird about him. Like he was acting way different than all the times we'd met him before, and it just seemed like, you know, it happened to you guys. The cult just, I mean, modified your memories and fucked with you guys. They could have easily done the same to Orin.
Give me a persuasion with advantage. Ustrali nods. She says, "Sister, they speak the truth. I sort of experienced something similar. I thought it was Orin who did it to me, but it may have been whatever entity possessed him. Well, are we sure we can trust him? I mean, what if he does something to make the transformation to our family members permanent?"
Well, are they any worse off than they are now in that case?
Well, no. I mean,
she's not
maybe.
wrong.
I mean, unless we can find another way to turn them back, it essentially is permanent
Do
already.
you know any
Kinda have to
other
take the chance.
biomancers that we can, make house calls on?
They don't have the time for that, sisters. I'm telling you, we have to act quickly.
Uslug set him down by now, just to be clear.
You're not gonna keep holding line.
No.
So Vanessa seems very torn. She says, I swear to God, Orin, you better not be doing anything. She says, it's hard for me to trust you, but I think you might be right, Glenn. I mean, we're no worse off other than the fact that if he is trying something and does make this permanent, then maybe there'd be no way to save them after that.
Okay, chop chop, Orin, go fix your family.
Orin nods. He says, "Can you bring them down to the lab?" And the two sisters nod and say, "Well, we have them stored upstairs. They were put in a tank by that wizard friend of yours. He did some sort of magic spell. We'll bring them down."
And perhaps tell your guards to delay those the church members when they get back. Just give us some time.
Orin would look to Glenn and say, "I need something else, and I'm really hoping your group has it."
Oh God. All right, what is it?
Do you have arcane components by any chance?
Yeah, I've got arcane component.
He says, "I would need 600 Maho worth." He says, "Normally I
That a
would,
lot?
normally I would go and get them myself, but I don't believe there's time to make them. I need to
I have
spend."
200 in my pocket.
This is 200. All right. Do you have the full 600 by chance?
Ugh.
In our bag of holding, right?
Yeah, it should be in the bag holding.
He
Who's
says,
carrying that?
Uslug's got the bag of holding,
do you have
let's take a look.
600 arcane components?
not essence, right?
No, it'd be components.
How do I do the search? The filter thing?
Wait a second, I load it up.
Cool.
You just click the little lines next to the item category name, and then uncheck.
Components refined, or
Yeah. Select a clear, and then just put components refined. Yeah, there you go. Oh, someone did raw. Yeah.
oh, sorry, they get rid of the
There we
raw.
go. So there's oh wow, we have plenty.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness,
Holy
that's a big
wow.
number.
Yeah, this is this is so much, but we could spare some, for your in your time of need, we can go dip into our coffers and here's the components. Take him.
All right. So you give him some of the powders and other type of components from your bag. Go ahead and minus 600 worth. He will thank you and start immediately putting them on the table and separating them out. as the sisters come down with the unconscious creatures. You see Vanessa's using a Tensor's floating disc to just kind of move them all into the room. They're all still tied up, and yeah, looks like not a
Are they
threat as of right now.
Oh, okay.
So he starts working. He says this will take some time. If the priests come back, you have to make sure they don't come in here. Vanessa
Hold them off.
says, I think I can handle that.
Okay.
He says, thank you, Glenn. Thank you, all of you, for bringing me back here. Like I said, if you had brought me back to the prison, this could have been disastrous for my family. It doesn't seem like they have much time left, but I think with these components and the time I have, I might be able to save them.
Right? Do you know what controlled you?
It was Arden Rillick.
Oh, what? Okay.
He says, yeah, and he kind of recounts a little bit of the memories that had come back. Basically, he says, I didn't know who he was at the time, but he had a lot of unique and rare essences that I was able to trade with him on the shadow market. And through my dealings with him, at one point I became controlled and just lost the ability to function in my own body.
And who's Arden Rillick again?
He's the guy who possessed the original crystal, whatever, in the hollow, and then vaporized Arapel.
He was also in charge of Aldrin's watch.
He's like the
When
head
my-
honcho
yeah.
of the Children of Shadow, other than the
Oh.
Yeah,
Shadow
he's
Lord.
pretty much
He's big bad.
a high lieutenant of the Shadow Lords and of the Children of Shadow.
Okay.
Yeah,
And-
the group had
and-
been pursuing him for a long time.
Yeah, like
and
Usblog encountered him in Issyk long before any of us were part of the group as well. And
I
in
think
Aldrin's Law.
the cultists who you fought in the
just-
last place mentioned him. You may have questioned them a little, or maybe the Midnight Pyre told you about him, that they were searching for him. But yeah, it turns out he was here, and he was possessing this guy.
Yeah.
So, what does the group want to do while he's working on saving his family? Anything, or are you just kind of waiting?
I think we just wait. Unless
Passing
someone wants
time.
Yeah, I'm okay with passing time.
Yeah. So
We're
he's
waiting. Glenn kind of just like occasionally glances over to Uslog and smiles.
So as
Kidding,
he's
someone does pick up on this.
Yeah, she would not be good at hiding that at all.
so as he is
Trying to act
working,
casual.
you would sense he's getting a little frustrated. I'll say Glenn, Malin, Astra, you all have pretty good insight. You sense he's getting a little frustrated. He
Anything I can do to help, Oren?
just these. I don't. Whatever he did is more advanced than I was expecting. He says this. Well, actually, you all are magic users of different types, yes?
Yeah.
He says,
Yeah.
are any of you trained in? Huh?
Uslock said yes.
I do magic.
He says,
Really
She holds out her
actually,
javelin.
are any of you knowledgeable in arcane, divine, or primal magics?
Ugh.
Yes to all three.
Oh, excellent. He says, then maybe you could help me, because some of these magics seem strange to me. I'm thinking there might be different power sources mixed in.
I will say that necromancy and biomancy and such unnatural things are, those that I've had very little experience with such powers.
He says, well, that's the thing. I don't think this is pure biomancy. I think he may have used some of his own magics in this in these spells and rituals. That's why I'm thinking
Oh.
a different power source might provide insight to me.
What do you wish of me?
So he kind of brings you over and says, he starts showing you some stuff. Give me, well, first give me a knowledge nature roll.
All right, I'm going to give me just a second, and I'm going to put emboldening bond on the entire party.
Okay. So you pray.
And I'll be there to give her a flash of genius if she needs it.
Alright, so the DC on this one is difficult. It would be a 20.
Oh,
Can I?
You can have assistance with this if someone else wants to help.
is there
Look,
anyone else
smack.
who has
I
nature?
mean,
Is this enough of a check where like I can help her with inspiration?
Yeah, you can give her bardic as well.
Okay, I just come up to Estrella and I put my hand on her shoulder and I just say, "You can do it, Estrella. I know it. The family's counting on you."
She focuses, she
No
closes her eyes,
pressure.
and she's concentrating.
Alright.
Oh my lord.
Ruh-roh.
You can roll plus 12.
Okay.
And
please.
you have a flash of genius too.
Yeah.
15.
Nowhere near.
Oh yeah, I could. Well, I will only bring it to 18.
5. Yeah.
Alright.
What about emboldening bond?
It's already on there.
Yeah, it's the +3. So you have 15. So you're looking at some of the magics, and you are not fully sure what's going on here. It doesn't seem.
I had different
familiar to you.
tact. And I apply a
guess I-
different. Oh, sorry. What did you say?
I could have assisted with the nature, I suppose. Whoops.
So he says, "All right, well that's okay. Do you have? What about you said you had some religious knowledge? Perhaps you can help me there. And again, this would be a check DC 20.
All right. I can use divine magic, but I have very little training in. I have no training in religion.
You still got the D12 for bardic.
And
Okay.
I'm gonna flash.
This actually would require training.
Yeah. Okay.
God damn it.
Does anyone have religious training? All right. He
Eli, you're a religious guy.
Oh no.
He says no.
I'll say Glenn, you can do jack of all trades here.
Oh, to roll for.
Religion.
He doesn't have his own bardic. Okay, fine.
Sure he doesn't.
I'm
You
gonna.
do have emboldening. You do have emboldening bond. So that's a plus
Okay.
+4.
Do what
I'll give him bardic. Glenn, you dumb fuck. Go figure out what religion are you
It's
saying.
not as inspiring when you do it.
Yeah, it's like.
Okay, let's see this.
Tired when you say that.
You actually make him feel bad. Minus D8.
Minus D12.
Losing confidence in myself.
All right. Sorry, I was just switching over to my.
Bards have low self-esteem. They can't.
Okay, so my character sheet. Sorry, 7 reload. Come on, jump kick. Alright, so I'm loading up. Let's put it right hand. Oh god. Sorry. There we go. Okay. Page loaded, and I'm just waiting for my character sheet to.
Do you want me to roll for you? No. Alright. So
Holy cow.
you're looking, this isn't making much sense to you. And he seems a
They're
little
cooked.
dejected. He says,
I've never
shit.
seen anything like it.
Well, he says, well, maybe Estrella, you said you were also trained in the arcane?
Indeed, I think several of us are. Perhaps we could combine our efforts.
He says, maybe there's some insight you could give me there as well.
What did he need?
So it would be basically looking at the magic and making an Arcana check. DC would be 20.
Oh, 20 again. Okay. All right. These rolls can't hold out, right? And I've got.
Certainly,
All right, here goes.
certainly not.
All right,
Okay.
that's that.
Okay.
Then I also have this.
Okay, perfect.
All right.
Infectious or something, right?
I got good. I just don't know if this is gonna be worthwhile.
Alright, so you spent another bardic on that one.
Well, I never. I
Oh, right,
I,
because if it
failed my
fails, you
previous
keep it.
roll. Yeah.
Actually,
All
you
right.
know what? I have as many infectious as I have bardic inspirations, and I'll come back. There's literally no reason for me not to do it. I say, yes, Australia, it looks like you understand it. Eli, you may be up next. Be ready.
Alright, and you can make a roll too,
Bardic
Eli,
inspiration.
to see if you get higher than a 27? 6?
Oh,
Hey, you could add the
24,
plus 12.
D12.
And D4.
Ah.
And D4.
Oh,
You
D4.
could beat me. Oh, look at that! You beat me by 1.
a
Alright.
flash of genius.
So yeah, you see a few things looking at these spell patterns that you kind of recognize, pointing that out to Orin. He says, "Oh, yes, I didn't even notice. Thank you. That'll be of help. I just hope it's enough. I still feel like I'm missing something." So some time passes. You hear some commotion upstairs.
Ah, shit,
And-
they're back.
Orin's a little nervous, but Ustrale comes down. She says, "I think your friend, that priest, is here. He seems pretty insistent that they have access to the lab. They're still upstairs arguing with Vanessas.
What's the door made of? Wood or stone?
The lab door, it's made of wood."
Okay, me and Glenn will go upstairs and talk with them. Then you lock the door behind us.
She nods and says, "How's everything going? Is our family going to be okay?"
Ooh,
Oh, what are we casting?
it looks like Eli's up to something. Yeah.
I
Alright.
accidentally clicked on
Oh,
something.
I was like, what are you doing?
And it's a forest in here. What? What's going on?
Sorry. I was
You have
was
to find your
reading
way through the haunted forest in order to find the lab.
Yeah. That's fine. Yeah. Alright, so you said Glenn and Malin go upstairs?
And absolutely Uslag as well. We need her to
Oh,
flex
yeah.
her status some more.
Oh, okay. Not sure how many of these I've got, but
It's time to use them all up. We're out of
So-
here after this.
You get upstairs. You see that Vanessas has some of her guards there, but looks like Father Laveris and like 7 other priests are here, all fairly armed. And he seems a little bit like a little annoyed. When he sees you guys, he says, "Oh, I thought you all might be here. I was sent by the church to get an update on what's going on with the prisoner, as we haven't heard from you in a few hours. Vanessas was being, or I guess he'd say, Vanessas was being quite contrarian. I was hoping that you would, maybe you'll be more reasonable. We just want to go and see what's going on in the lab, but, yeah."
Look, it's. I would hope that our allegiances are unshakable and undeniable at this point. And I hate saying this because I hate people who say it to me. This is one of those times where you just have to extend a little bit of trust to us and know that we're doing the best interest for the family and for this city. I know it's a jump and a little bit of a leap of faith. Just give us a little bit more time, and I have a feeling we can right the wrongs and put things back to how they were. But we just need you to look the other way for just a little bit longer.
Give
Can
me
you trust us?
a persuasion. So he considers you a moment, then he kind of walks over to you and says, "Can I speak to you in private for a moment?"
He nods. Sure.
So he walks into, I guess maybe like into the building with you, closes the door, says, "All right, look, just tell me what's going on. Don't bullshit me." He says, I trust you, but I don't like not knowing what's happening. Just tell me the truth. What is happening, and I will most likely just let you do whatever it is you want to do, because I do trust you. But I don't like not knowing.
I can understand that, and I appreciate your trust. It's highly believed. We think that Orin wasn't in full control of himself, that he was being controlled.
I see.
And so, now that we've used modify memory magic to undo the control on Orin, and he's kind of snapped back into his old self, and he wants to right his wrongs and fix his family, and he's let us know that time is of the essence, and that if he doesn't get to his laboratory and his materials, the longer they stay in this form, the higher chance it's going to be permanent. So we took him, we brought him to his lab, and he's right now in the middle of trying to turn his family back to normal.
Give me a persuasion with advantage.
Finally, let's go.
Wow.
He nods and he says, well, I trust you took due diligence in figuring out what you're telling me, and that you know that, or at least have a good idea that he is not tricking you. I'll trust you on this. He says, I'll head back to the church and I'll give them a reason, but I need a time frame. How long does he need to fix his family?
It didn't seem like it was much time. It seemed to be on the tail end of things. I wouldn't imagine us needing more than a few more hours.
He nods and says, all right, I can buy you a few more hours.
Okay.
He's probably going to have to stand trial for what he's done and his claims, but I'll let him work for now. Hopefully he can at least save his family.
He nods. That's what we're hoping.
Pats you on the shoulder and he says, thank you for being honest with me.
Of course. Thank you for your trust again.
All right. He gets his people and says, all right, we're heading back. And they all nod and follow him off. All right.
See you, Slot? You didn't have to use the card, the Avatar of the Radiant Queen card.
She just kind of stood there
Good.
with her arms crossed.
Yeah, that seemed to work. I'll keep doing that.
Like,
looking
just shift your
scary.
sleeve a little bit so the tattoos show. when you're-
Yeah.
Yeah, just next time you threaten that you'll go flex out all your tattoos in front of everyone in public.
Oh, they would hate
Touch your
that.
arms so the raisin waves.
Yeah, I have to figure out the design for that, but that's a later thing.
All right. So a couple more hours would pass.
Mm.
Orin seems a bit exasperated. He says, "I think I have it." He says,
But
"Wait, why am I? There's
Oh no, did he?
Ran away.
Damn it.
We lost
Says,
him.
just let's hope I'm able to pull this off. He says, all right. The ritual should be ready. Everyone stand back. He begins chanting.
Feels bad.
So you would see the abomination start to glow as he channels energy into the magical runes and markings he's put on the floor around them. You see, it looks like Amon starts transforming back, along with wait a minute. Yeah, it looks like Amon starts transforming back, but Cortrell and Garrick, nothing happens to them. He says, "Damn it! It didn't work on them. I must have missed something." But it looks like Amon is unconscious, but once again in his normal form. He says, "No, I failed you, Father. I'm sorry." Kind of staring at Garrick's perverse form. Him and
Are you
Cortrell.
giving up?
He says, I'm not giving up, but I don't
Tell me
know.
what to do. I will assist you.
It might be too late. I need more time then. There's other things I can try, but it might be too late. Damn it.
We must try.
He says, yes, you're right. I shouldn't lose hope. But this is not something I'm going to solve quickly. You've done all you could, and I appreciate all of your help. He says, I need to rest, though.
I'm
I
gonna
just
look
need to
around,
rest."
I'm gonna kind of look around to everyone, NPCs and party members. Kind of, is there any kind of stasis magic or some way we could buy time?
Give me Arcana checks.
What about that mirror, Uslag, that you've spoken of back at the?
Throw them in the mirror.
We could. It does tend to keep things as they are.
So Eli, she might be onto something. Stasis could at least stop whatever magic transformation is happening to them from getting worse. You're not sure if it will guarantee a cure, but it might be a good temporary measure.
Certainly can't hurt, I would think.
That's not. I just don't have the abilities to do that.
Oh,
To
we
what?
have the mirror.
At this point, it does look like Orin is almost ready to fall asleep. He seems pretty dejected.
We would just need to
Someone give him catnap.
We would need to get them to Aldrin's Watch, and then into the sanctuary. But from there, I believe we have the technology. Rune
Yeah.
should remember the specifics from when they encountered the mirror before. I would think she has some memory that Warforged.
Can someone give Sleeping Beauty over there a catnap spell or something?
You think he might be just in need of a full rest, like going directly from being controlled to like working straight for like 7 or so hours. He probably is just like, and then failing to get them all. He might just be like kind of,
Clocked out.
At this point, I think we just need to head to Aldrin's Watch.
Yeah, I agree.
Get everyone down.
Yeah,
There.
we can. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. It at least buys us. If it's too late, then it's too late. But pausing the time means that if it's not too late, we might still have options.
Well,
Astralis,
while we're at
you think you have a way of putting them in stasis for now? Then
It's a bit of a prison, but I believe that from what Rune and Uslag described, they may not actually experience the time passage while they're there.
She says, well, then let's get them in there. If it'll help, I mean, or can we bring that mirror you said here, maybe? In the
I
lab
think
so
it's
you can
rather-
work on
It
them?
might be easier to take people, I think.
She says, all right, well, whatever we can do, I mean... and
I can
she,
get us to...
Go
I think
ahead.
I asked this when we were there before. There were some weak, like, I think you described like some kind of like weak, not very pretty trees kind of in the yard at Aldrin's Watch, right?
Yes, you do have a tree
Yeah.
friend at Aldrin's
That's what I thought.
Watch.
Okay. So yeah, I can get us back as many of us as can get through if we're prompt and ready.
Wait, was it at Aldrin's Watch? I thought you moved the mirror to your base.
The mirror's in the sanctuary, but Aldrin's Watch has the portal to the sanctuary.
Oh, so you're going to bring them to the sanctuary then?
Unless Glenn or Eli can get us straight to the sanctuary. I don't quite have that magic yet. I copied down the circle at the sanctuary, but I don't quite have that magic yet.
When were we last at the sanctuary?
When we first came back to the Shadowfell. Before we came to Deval, whatever the city we're in.
So you, do you have teleportation circle, Eli?
I have. You gave me that Atlas of Endless Horizons. I have all kinds of teleportation spells.
Nice.
Okay,
No,
well, if
I
you
haven't.
have teleportation circle, there is a circle you can use to get there instantly.
Okay.
And I have a
And
drawing of it. And I have a drawing of it if you don't have it.
Okay. I have. I mean, yeah. The book gives me teleportation circle or word of recall, which allows me to go to a sanctuary. But I have to have cast the spell in
Reset
the
it, yeah.
sanctuary.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
All right, so we'll say you're casting teleportation circle to open up a gateway.
Are we taking Orin and the sisters? Or
Oh,
whom?
Orin's
Perhaps
kind of
one of the
passed out,
sisters.
but Ustrale and I guess just Ustrale because Vanessa is upstairs keeping watch. She'll say, if you can help me lift them, we can bring them through the portal.
You get it. Go ahead, Malin.
Yes, she
I'll
kind of
help too.
looks at
Uslag.
I'll help.
Uslag for this one. 'Cause You're the
Huh?
beefy one.
And we put
Excuse
them
you,
in-
I'm beefy also.
we put them in the bag of holding.
It might
As
be a
long
little
as they
too
don't
big
run
for
out
that.
of air.
Not both of them, I doubt. I expect.
Yeah, I'll say you guys can carry them. You guys are pretty strong. So Uslag and Malin, you throw them over your shoulders and go through the portal. You are welcomed within the sanctuary. As you know, you're all well known here. And you're going to go open up the mirror and put them into the empty cells.
Yeah, we would ask for. Yeah, if Rune's not there when we arrive, we would ask for someone to summon her quickly and explain the situation.
All right. So yeah, Rune will nod, and with all haste, she will open up the mirror, letting you
Put them
deposit
in one
them
of the
in.
empty cells.
Oh, of course, Rune says. So yeah, they are now suspended within the mirror, and Rune says they should be safe to hold here, assuming, you can find a cure for them.
Should we then return? Did we? So we just brought the people we were putting in stasis, right? We didn't bring Orin or any of the sisters.
Yeah, because Orin kind of passed out, and the
Should we
sister, just waited.
Should we return then? Because there will be fallout since the clergy, we asked for only a few more hours, and now it looks like it'll be at least overnight.
Well, regardless, can we take the mirror back with us or no?
Rune
I
It'd
remember-
be
says
kind of disastrous if it broke.
It's very dangerous. If you do take it, I will insist I go as well. Do I have a picture of?
Well,
Rune?
I
Yeah, I have it somewhere.
We had to build a special cart to move. Wait a second, I'm not.
Yeah,
sure.
I think if it breaks, bad things happen.
Well, all the things inside are released, and there are still some pretty dangerous things inside of it.
Well, you're all coming back with us because you're all going home. This is like a game show. We just won a giveaway for all expenses cruise back to Gaian.
Wait, what's happening right now?
I think
told
he's
everyone.
announcing to your tribe that they're going home.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
even though
I
we have
didn't
not
know
yet
they were.
wrapped up our business.
I told everyone.
Very
I just
true.
told
Oh.
everyone.
All right.
Congratulations, you're all going home.
So the
Flirted
tribe would be like, "Is this true, Slog? Are we going home?"
Yeah, we have a way. It's up to you.
There's some excited whispers among your sisters. Wait, who is the leader again?
Una is
So-
sort of the de facto leader at the moment.
Yeah. So Una steps forward, just trying to find everyone's picture here. Where's Una?
Yeah, there's a bunch. There's a bunch that don't have pictures, but
Yeah, I know Una does. Yeah, there she is. So she steps forward, kind of crosses her arms. She says, Uslag, you know I will happily bring our family home. I know there was strafe that we left to come here and help you. Do you feel like our job here is done? Originally you had said we might be making a permanent home for ourselves here. Remember, we are being hunted by the Blackwaters. Well,
Don't
at least
worry,
we
guys.
were.
We're gonna deal with them next. Hey!
yeah. After what we've dealt with, I'm sure the Blackwaters won't be an issue. Well, not something that we can't deal with.
She'll nod and say, I will not lie. The thought of returning to the plains and the forest fills me with excitement I haven't felt in a while.
Yeah, the sun.
And perhaps we could even settle you someplace that isn't where the Blackwaters are searching for you. Some fresh, wild place. Maybe even in the mountains or forests that we explored in our search for the tower.
Yeah.
We met a
Chance-
number of allies along the way.
She nods and
Yeah.
says, that sounds
Who knows? They
amazing."
might have moved on from all that business.
I
But
know that in my time here, along with my sisters, we've suffered some loss and hardships, and we've seen firsthand the dangers of the Shadow Lord. Are you positive you don't need us here? She says, I don't want to leave prematurely, no matter how much my heart yearns for our homeland. She says,
I guess
these Twilight, or what were they? No, the Midnight Pyre have been generous allies to us, and we've done what we could to help them. Will they be all right without us?
I like wipe away a tear, like, oh, the dedication. It's so beautiful.
Frey would
Well,
Frey would pipe
we're
in
not
and
ones to back
say-
away from a fight.
Would be Frey. I'll say Xylia would pipe up and say, Una, we've given so much of our blood and sweat to this cause. Our sisters deserve happiness. We deserve to go home. Says, I don't want to be here anymore. And several other of the barbarians say, yes, we need to go back to Gaian. That is our home. And Una would say, Uslag, I don't know. Like I said, if you think we are no longer needed, I will trust your judgment. But I know there is danger leaving the Midnight Pyre if they need our help and we're not here.
I think
What do I do? Decisions.
the Suntooth clan belongs in the sun. That's where I stand.
Yes, son, everybody. I'm
This-
like going and just like
This
tears.
shadow. There's going to be. I have a feeling this fight's not entirely on the Shadowfell. It's going to be also present in Gaian, so it's not over yet.
Una nods and says, then to Gaian we go to continue our fight against the shadow, but we shall do so in the light of the sun. And there's cheers and roars
I
of
love that.
approval from the whole tribe. And they all run up and hug Uslag. They say, we're going home, sister. Back to where we
Yeah.
belong.
Yeah.
There's some crying and happiness among the tribe.
I
Luna
start crying
just-
for no reason.
Why is someone cutting garlic right now? What's going on?
It's so beautiful.
Evil, is it Evil?
Mhm.
Just
Well,
trying to
there is an
remember
Evil, yeah.
everyone's names. Evil looks a little concerned, and maybe a couple of the sisters are like looking at each other unknowingly, but the majority of them seem to be really happy at the thought of going back to Gaian.
Well, Uslag would be curious why that was, and
So
probably
Yeah, I
yeah,
guess you have
pull
a
Evil
pretty
aside.
high. Or wait, you have 11. Well, sure, I'll say.
Oh,
you
my
know
insight's
Evil pretty
different.
well.
Because yeah, my insight is I'm trained in it now, so
Okay. So she just says,
different. I'll
well,
have to admit that.
she seems surprised when you come talk to her. She says, "Huh, was that obvious, was I?"
Yeah, you don't
She says,
you don't seem so excited, but I understand why. So
she says,
I mean,
well,
I would understand if you need.
I want to go home as much as everyone. I've made friends here, and I worry about our allies being left to deal with this problem by themselves. The Midnight Pyre are kind of shunned by the church and shunned by many of their people for being extremists within this land. But they are probably one of the better defenses against these cultist lunatics. And I worry the friends I leave behind will be in danger without me. I mean, don't get me wrong, I yearn for the plains and the sun of my homeland. I just worry, as I know some of the other members of our tribe do.
Well, I'm not making you leave.
She kind of gives
I
you a
think.
surprised look and says, well, I mean, I know you're not making me, but I couldn't just leave the clan. I mean, where they go, I go. It's always been that way. You might need me
Yeah.
in Gaian. I can't just stay
Could I
here.
could I be hearing this, or is this?
Oh yeah,
still
you all
private?
hear this. None of this is private. I mean, I guess the
Sorry.
some of the other barbarians might kind of be off to the side, like celebrating. I'll say the whole
If
group
I'm-
hears it though.
If I may, it is one of the beautiful things of life that we sometimes form special attachments, and if there are those that have formed such attachments, then perhaps some native to Gaian may wish to remain behind with your allies here, and others native of this place might wish to travel with their new loved ones who are returning to Gaian. I definitely encourage all to seek adventure and unknown places and experiences. So I imagine that everyone here would support any such choices.
Yeah, I will say,
Yeah,
and I was kind of going to say, Glenn and Astra, with your much higher insights, you might think that she's found more than friendship here.
Oh.
Oh, damn.
That was sort of my guess out of character, but
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
if that's what Estrella saw, I think she would definitely have said, like
In
she
fact,
what she
you
just said.
you might think that several of the ladies might have maybe found similar like love interests here.
Mhm.
Okay.
But so she
And,
says, or go
It's
ahead.
not necessarily a permanent choice either. We have found a number of ways now that we can travel more easily between the planes, and I imagine that Uslag will continue to be in touch with Suntooth, as will all of us of the Splitlanders, as well as with all our other allies on all planes, as often as we can. So there should be opportunity for future travel for those who wish it.
Is this true, Slog? Can we just travel between worlds more easily now? Is that why you're giving us this option?
Yeah, that and just because something's so, it's just
Everyone
always
just
been the
looks
way
at
it's
Eli.
been. Wait, what?
And can I cast spells that are above my spell level, like with checks?
Like what?
Can I cast a spell that I have that is higher than I have spell slots for?
No, not generally.
Do you mean you have a scroll, or what do you mean you have it?
The Atlas of Endless Horizon.
Oh, I'd have to
spell.
see the description of the magical item. But I think that just gives you the spell like a spell book, which means you would
Yeah,
still need. Yeah, you still have to need you need the spell slot to actually cast it.
Okay.
That would be my guess. I'd have to look at the actual magical item, because it might also have like do this number of spells per day for free or something.
It doesn't. It's, I mean, I can just change out my already prepared spell for.
But I think Eli is the only one who can actually planeswalk, right? Like you have spells to move between worlds.
Plane shift,
Yeah. One more level,
Yeah,
and one more level, and Estrella will be able to be a backup on that.
But we also
Yeah,
have
I
Xerxes to help with that.
Yeah, that's
Like-
true. Xerxes. Boulder Bottom, for that matter, probably can.
She says, "Well,
Well, yeah, Uslag was kind of, she was saying something before we got distracted, but she was saying, like, just because something has been the way it's always been doesn't mean it has to stay that way. I've seen that the Suntooth clan has changed a lot over the last year, and we're still together whether we're across planes or not. So I'd say follow your heart.
She says, "All right. Well, in that case," and she smiles. She says, "I think I'll stay here for now. I think several of us will. But as long as you promise you will be back for us, I want to see my sisters again." She says, "I know that you all took me in after the events of the hobgoblin attack, and ever since then, I've grown very close to all of you. So
Will
don't you leave
have
me
my word.
here."
No. I have a feeling there's plenty to be done here in the future. So
All right, she'll give you a hug. All right.
yeah, she'll.
Well, I
return the hug.
think with that, you're bringing the mirror back, and
We
at
are?
that point, well, I thought that's what you said. You were going to bring it back to the lab, right? So you could work on them.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay, we'd definitely take all the precautions that we did the last time we moved it in that case.
Yeah, and Rune
Rune
said
would help
she's
set
going.
that up.
She's going
Okay.
with them. She's not going to let. She wants to be near the mirror in case she's needed. But that is what
Great.
you're going to do. That's what you decided on. That
Yeah,
the mirror is going to
like-
go back to Valdia.
Big cart, lots of padding. Nice
Rune
shocks on the
says,
wheels.
remember, there is several demons trapped in there. So yeah.
Yeah, I never
don't-
imagined that we were going to move the mirror, but
Yeah, that's one of my concerns. But Uslag is not as familiar with the mirror as Rune, so I wasn't going to say anything.
Yeah,
Wait, there's a demon in there?
there are several demons in there, and other like really bad things that are imprisoned in there.
Like worse than Meatloaf?
Oh well, you know. I mean, I could go look in my notes. I would have to see.
Worse than. I love good punching practice.
well, I guess then Malin, you're up if this mirror breaks.
'Cause I just like oh yeah, let's go.
I do have it. Okay, good. So Rune will take out a sheet of paper, and she says, "There is a Baylor, a Hezro, a dire troll, some sort of strange shadow dancer, and who's Kivara? I don't even remember this character.
Oh, Kavara, we released.
Oh, did you release?
Oh
Kivara?
no!
I don't think you
Oh,
did. 'Cause
gosh,
I still
something
have her in
happened-
here.
Yeah, we released Hollow Hands effigy or not effigy, whatever.
Yeah, that's
I thought
one of the empty
Kavara
cells.
helped us,
Let me see if I have
or
Kavara
she was
in my
involved
notes.
in the Nightwalker thing, but I can't remember if she turned on us or not.
I don't
Or
remember that
disappear.
name.
Alright, I do. But I just can't.
Kivara.
What was the other thing? Baylor.
Ezro, a dire troll. There's
Shadow Dancer.
there's like a
we've-
Shadow Kai,
Oh,
Shadow
we-
Dancer that
oh, we
seems
got a
really
dire
shady.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's kind of like a Pokeball of fun from Alan.
Yeah, we didn't imprison these people. We found it already occupied, and we were much lower level at the time.
Yeah, I think
All
all
right.
of them tried to get you to let them out, but you
Yeah.
didn't let. I don't think you let any of them out.
Just Boulder Bottom's
did.
extra.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's someone called Avendo, which all you know
really
is that
thought we
they're a
released
shadow dancer.
He was real kind of trying to be charismatic and like convincing, right? If I remember correctly. Or am I mixing
Yes, so
them up?
I mean, what was it? Yeah, I think Kavara was the convincing one. Avendo just
Ah.
kind of sat there quietly, as if he didn't even want to be released. But you never really looked into either of them. You just kind of left them in there.
I really think I remember Kabara being out in the. I'm gonna look this up.
Yeah, I'm looking through my notes. I'm trying to figure out if Kavara shows up anywhere else.
Can I throw the Tarask in there also? You know, just like
That's
run the
interesting
gauntlet.
thought. I wonder if those cells have any kind of capacity.
There's two problems with that. You have to put it close to Tarask without it breaking it, and it has to fail a saving throw to get sucked in.
What kind of
Oh,
saving throw?
we killed Kavara.
Oh, did you?
I just controlled F in the journal. Shara killed Kavara.
damn it,
It was during the Nightwalker fight.
damn it, I wasn't there.
So that spot is empty. Just
3 years ago.
Wait,
Probably, yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. This is why I have a hard time remembering things, guys.
wait, who was Kavara?
been a long
'Cause I'm
time.
having a problem finding this person.
I don't remember that name.
Vampiric Dark Elf. Kavara.
Oh, wait.
Oh yeah,
and
she got turned into a vampire.
That's right, because because she got like kind of mind controlled during the fight or something. Is that what
Yeah.
happened?
Yeah.
It's starting to come back to me. All right, so she's not in there. All right.
Yeah.
I'll put that as an
Damn.
empty cell. So I think the
She
only
was,
one
I
left.
think she started out helping us and then she got.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. You freed her, but then like the evil took control of her, and you decided to just kill her. You
Oh,
didn't
so
try
she-
to-
Yeah.
An occupant of the
I mean, it was the
mirror.
same fight. I think that.
Maybe that's
Usagi
why I
killed
don't
her
remember the name.
elder.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So she was an occupant of the mirror and wasn't with us very long.
So
okay.
the only non-monster thing in there is still the Avendo, who never really talked to you. He just kind of sat there, and like when you tried to find out who he was just like all emo. So you just left him there.
Wait, so how
All
strong
right.
is the Baylor?
Well, honestly, I mean, it might be worth revisiting this.
If we
and
want
if we're
some
going to
empty
be
spells,
transporting-
we can let the Baylor out, and I can fight him.
if we are going to be moving this mirror, then maybe
Yeah.
we should take it back to the tower
Well,
with us.
We are at time, but I'm gonna put in the notes that you sent the mirror back, unless you want to bring it somewhere else. But it's gonna be hard for them to, you can't really work on saving them if they're not in his laboratory.
Oh, I guess I thought maybe he'd be able to come here after his rest, but if we're taking it there, that's what we're doing.
Yeah, I think he needs.
I
there any
mean, you
reason-
can, if you're worried about it, you could say like that's a condition. That's gonna be.
Well, and we do have like good labs here, don't we, with bonuses?
Yes,
what?
you do have a magical or magical lab here that's fully stocked that he could probably use.
Why didn't we bring Xerxes with us on this? Like, he could have probably helped. Like, couldn't we just have Orange just join our camp and be like, okay, well, as your penance, you stay with us and work with us to go fix your family.
And you could make these demands, you just have to convince the church. But for now, let me get those MVP votes, and you guys can think next week what you...
So the mirror was a good idea.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, I'll give you an
Can we take the
inspiration
mirror?
point for that.
Oh, thank you.
If we take the mirror back, the Baylor can handle the priest.
Oh.
You're just like,
Wait.
so you're not going to let us take them, huh? Baylor! Rah, what the f... What?
And then I'm like, guys, I specialize in killing demons. If you give me more uncommon eyes, I'll go fight it for you.
I mean, you
One
guys
an
probably
extortion
at
racket.
this level, you probably it might be a tough battle, but you could probably take a Baylor. It's only like a few
Yeah, we were
levels
much
over
lower
you.
level
Yeah,
when
we
we
could-
decided to
take
leave
all
that
those.
mirror alone.
Baylor, the Dire Troll would be fine with.
Let's just release them
like,
all at
angel
once.
with-
We'll fight all 3 of them, just to make it more
That'd be so.
challenging.
Hey, I keep
Yes.
saying we need to do like an
No, you
arena
probably shouldn't
thing.
do that.
Something.
All right, I got 4 votes. Who am I
Oh,
missing?
sorry. Me. This is always so hard.
All right, so there's a tie between Astra and Malin, 2 votes each. So I need d20 rolls.
Guys.
Thank you.
Oh, all right, one more
Another one?
d20
Dun, dun, dun.
roll.
I up you
Each
one.
of you. Oh,
Nice.
Estrella. Another
Nice.
another inspiration
Thank you.
point.
That was funny.
Alright, I have a lot of notes to take now. AEA. Yeah, good game, everyone. No battle, but lots of story.
One of
I mean, we had a lot,
like
like,
story arcs is towards the end now.
That's true.
It's like
You're,
her
you're
main-
resolving one of your story
Yeah.
arcs, so that's good.
Yay.
yeah, I mean, we had like 3 sessions of fights. Like, you know, we could take a break.
I feel like if the Suntooth would like some of the territory up there in the mountains or the forests just south of the mountains, they could be allies with the Frost Giants.
I think they would get along pretty well with the Frost Giants, to be honest.
Wait, had the
Didn't
session
really,
start?
we're really a fan of the cold, but
We were stealing Orin to have Xerxes examine him. That was
Oh,
kind of the
okay,
start,
that's
right?
right. Was that the start? I keep thinking like that was in the middle.
We had Earthane. What?
Earthane,
Oh,
right,
yeah.
right. Yeah, that's where it started.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
With an Hadrian Collider.
Yeah.
I'll send over
Uh,
to you. Do you want me to make, I guess, like an NPC sheet, or I'll be like, listen, I have these like ideas
Yes,
for
do
him, and then
do an NPC sheet. I don't want a character sheet for an enemy.
okay,
Yeah, because you're
can
not
you,
gonna
I guess,
make
like,
him a
you-
backup character. He is just a bad guy, right?
yeah, he is going to be solely like yeah,
So yeah, just I mean, you can use one of the like monster sheets for inspiration, but yeah, make it in that style.
okay,
So, because yeah, I don't need to know like all his stuff, and it doesn't have to be exactly like a normal character. I'll mess with it if you make him too weak or too powerful.
okay.
All right,
Sounds
let me
good.
just take these notes before I forget. But good game, everyone.
Yep, good game.
Glad I can make it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I will get you guys all next week.
Thanks, guys.
Yep.
Night.
See ya. Good night, guys.
Yeah. Good night.
Night.